Sorry, I started the live and I didn't have my coffee made yet. Bear with me a second if there's anybody here making a cup of coffee. Mm. Got a small coffee cup this morning. I might have to make a couple of trips into the house for this one. Good morning. Good morning. Get the camera on in just a second. Let me just get my proverbial shit together here. Morning, Tennessee. Going on, my brother? How are you, man? There we go. Bomb. Good to see you, Dean. Good to see you. It's great to see you guys last night. Thank you for that. Very gracious of you guys to go live, and it was a good talk. Good morning, Chrissy. How are you, sweetheart? Oh, I do the best I can most mornings to try to be awake, right, when I'm doing this. Um, yeah, this is bed beard, right out of bed, right out of fucking bed. Ah, Mr. B's, good to see you. Man, there's a lot going on, buddy. There's a lot going on. Mr. B's, I'm sure you are busy down there. Oh, all right. Feel like I'm getting sick or something. I don't even have sick, but I usually do, and I do. Dude, I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm one of those that doesn't get I don't get sick very often. I get a little run down, but there's a difference between feeling sick and getting run down. But I don't ever get sick. Like I don't get sick, get flu, get throw up, get any of that kind of shit. It just doesn't happen to me. Four brain cells. Nice name. Can you say my username? I just did. With a handle like that, you gotta say it. You gotta say it. Nice name, brother. Four brain cells. There you go. Josh Gaming, good morning. Straight from Massachusetts. Beautiful state. Beautiful state. Been through Massachusetts hundreds of fucking times. It's a great place to visit, a great place to see, and but it's a horrible place to drive or truck through because it costs a fortune in fuel. What brand we smoking? We're just smoking natives, man. Just smoking mint natives. No, we're not smoking Newports. This shit's fixing to pop off worldwide. There's a lot shit fixing to pop off. I like how you got fixing in there. I'm from Brazil. Adriano, good to see you. Thanks for being here from Brazil. Any of you guys that were here yesterday? I'm the only tech for 21 stores today and tomorrow. Dude, dude, you got some work to do. You're gonna be a busy boy, right? You steal pistachios, don't steal mine. Four brace. That's pretty good, eh, Mr. B? Four brain cells. Fuck, man, you gotta hand it to some of these people, eh? A lot of these people that are coming up with these handles, with these names. Um, some of them are fucking really good. Some of them are really fucking good. Some of them are no thought, but some of you guys are coming up with some good shit here. Sunday morning. Sunday morning, and already 38 of yous are awake. My God, Joe Winters, I smoke Newports. I don't smoke, I smoke what I can get my hands on. Smoke weed. Mark Johnson, no smoking weed. No, I'm a recovered drug addict. Top of the morning, there's TJ. Good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure to have you in here, Bull. I don't know. Hold on here. Why did I not do this ages ago? Why did I not do this? I should have done that. I should have done that Sorry, TJ. You know what? I should have done that ages ago. That's my bad. Sorry, I just want to let you guys know 3 days of darkness starts on the 23rd, 24th, 25th. Stay inside if you believe it's Jesus. Don't hate on me. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna take that advice, but hey, what the hell? What's going on, Karina? AKA Triple Hot Mess. I don't know, Karina. I think you're far enough along now that you might be quadruple. You might want to add one more to that. He smokes real men's cigarettes. Well, I don't know if I so you consider a real man's cigarette, but it's a cigarette nonetheless. So, what's going on, Travis? Good morning, man. How the hell are you this morning? Everybody doing you doing all right, man? Hope you're doing all right. Mark, you super pale. Okay. But cigs, man, them are bad. It's hard for you, but legally. Okay, I tell you what. I tell you what. I won't smoke another cigarette. Okay, Frank. I won't smoke another cigarette. We'll light a cigar. Okay. Cancer sticks. It's one of those things. You know what? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There's a list as long as my arm and my leg of things that'll probably kill me long before a cigarette or a cigar will. How's the sound? You guys got sound okay? Does it sound all right? I smoked 2 packs a day for 20 years and quit about 2 months ago. Well, Frank, good on you, man. Good on you. I've smoked cigars since my early 20s, and it's been consistent. I've always smoked cigars. But cigarettes, I've been off and on. I've gone, I'll smoke for 2, 3 years, and I've quit for upwards of 8, 9 years. Then pick it up again for a few more years, then back in, back out. That kind of shit. Cigarettes are one of those things. It's just cigars. I've always smoked. Always smoked cigars. It's a little windy out here. I'll get this bad boy lit. Mm, here we go. And those of you that are about to jump on me and say, "Yeah, you're supposed to you're supposed to light your cigar with a match." Yeah, good luck. Try that out here with a match. Hold on, what the hell was that, Travis? How is it they charge for parking and showers, but charging for hand job is a big problem? They're charging for the wrong things, you know? Dead internet theory? Okay. I that's a good question. They charge for parking and showers, but charging for a hand job is a big problem. I don't see the problem in that, Travis, do you? I just don't see the problem in that, you know? I mean, charging for the hand job. I think, I always hated having to pay for a shower, and very rarely I did. I usually had enough points on the J card or the Loves card, so I very rarely had to pay for a shower unless I was in Canada, and then usually had to pay for it, but I would do it begrudgingly. I can't say that anybody I know has ever begrudged paying for a hand job. Yep, good to see you. No, good to see you. I like eating cigars and foot fungus. Jesus Christ, you're at it again. Anyway, any of yous that were here yesterday, we had a bit of a shit show going on. That won't happen again today. I promise you. Mm. I use the term to describe cigarettes with no flavor, and I always read 100 mile 14.50 a pack, and I'm taking on stopping sometime soon. 14.50 a pack. These are off the res, right? So that pack of 20. But if I was not buying cigarettes off the res, say I was just buying a pack of Marlboros, or I was buying a 20 pack or a 25 pack of Marlboros, or say Moray or Export A or whatever up here. This is a $25 pack of cigarettes where I live in Alberta. This is a $25 pack of cigarettes. These are reserve smokes, and I pay about $4 for these. I buy them by the if you buy them by the carton. So this is like $4. Say it's 3 actually, it's probably closer to about $3.80, so I pay 3.80 for them. Are they as good per se as, like, the regular cigarettes? I don't probably not. But for $3.80, I'll fucking roll up my lawn fucking clippings and smoke those. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you there was a shit show. There was a shit show in here yesterday. You missed it. If the shit show, comes back again today, it's just not gonna happen. It's gonna get, he's gonna be deleted, and, he's gonna be sent on his merry way. $25 is damn expensive, you know? My family is originally from New York. 25 a pack there is so we buy the reservation in bulk. That's what we got. Jason, that's what we do. I just buy them. I buy them by the carton, and, the more cartons you buy, the cheaper they are. Damn, I pay $15 for a big bag of a what? A big bag of what? Of tops. I can roll up to 600 cigarettes for or more. That's the way to do it. But you know what? I will be honest with you, Mr. B's. I am lazy in that aspect. I'm not rolling my own cigarettes. So I've done it before, and I've sat there. You get up in the morning and you roll yourself 30 or 35 cigarettes for the day. I can't do that. I can probably get the cheapest for mine. I can probably get the cheapest for mine, and then probably get the cheapest for mine about $10. Okay. I think a pack of cigarettes here, brand name is 8 to $9. That's good for brand name. Well, 8 to let's just say 8 to $9. So $9 American is still like 12 or $13 Canadian, but that's still an excellent price. That's still half the price of a $25 pack of cigarettes here, right? Mm. My son rolls his own tobacco cigs. He says it's super cheap. It is. It is. If you can buy your bag, like a bag of tobacco, and we can if we want to, but like I said, I'm too lazy. Where is James Best? C40? That's a good question. I don't know where James is at these days. He was live last week. He was live, he got Randall living with him now. So every time he goes live, he's got Randall in there. But he was live last week. He put out, I think, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 hours. But I know that he's busy because he's having to drive again. He's working his own truck. So he's on the road, he's working. So I imagine his lives are probably like it's not twice a week like he used to do and tear it up on the weekends. So but he got into it pretty good. We had a good time. It was pretty good with James. James is still if you wanna be honest, James is still he's still the king of the shit talking. There's nobody out there, as far as I'm concerned, that can do it better, that does it better than him. Um, he's still the boss, still the man. I don't know the quality of American cigars, but I think they are better quality in Europe. Amir, I don't know. I've smoked Portuguese cigarettes and they were horrible. The tobacco was black. And I've smoked Italian cigarettes and they weren't the greatest either. So I can't say. I remember when we'd visit my sister on base, my mom would buy like 8 cartons and keep them in the freezer. News, you don't have to keep them in the freezer anymore. I live in Missouri now. 2 years ago, Marlboro was like 5, $6. Now it's 10. Yeah, most of what we pay, like for a $25 pack of cigarettes, most of what we pay, that's tax, right? That's fucking tax. Provincial and federal fucking tax. We did have room for food because we didn't have room for food because of cigarettes. Well, you got to pick one or the other. You can live longer without food than you can without a smoke. Yeah, 20 pouches here, for, Velo is $5.04, last me a week. That's $5.04 a week, that's not a bad that's not bad. What's his channel? It's still OTJB, Other Trucker James Best. He's still got it. Actually, well, it's his 4th or 5th channel. He's burned down a couple of channels, and I gotta say this, he burnt them down in spectacular style. As far as I know, I'm still sub to him, and when he goes live, I watch. So it's still the other trucker James Best. And like I said, C40, he's still the boss. There's nobody out there that can shit talk or throw it around better than James can. I've been up all night drinking and playing game. Now I'm waiting for some door campers. Some door campers? Now I'm waiting for waiting out some door campers after I just raided a base nearby. Good times, good times. Frank, I don't know if I want to know what the fuck you're doing. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. This world wouldn't have been complete without you. You are God's masterpiece. Well, warning system of Ohio. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. He burned down his own, yeah, a couple of times too. Oh, dude. Well, you know as well as I do what over the last 5 years what's gone on over there. But you got to admit, TJ, when James is going to burn it down, he does it spectacularly, right? He doesn't go out quietly. You got to love him, man. He doesn't go out quietly. Now, take it easy with the goofiness today. Nobody's really interested. It's Sunday morning for Christ's sake. Fireworks included. Exactly, TJ. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it almost got to the point, I think 2 years ago, it almost got to the point, it wasn't a matter of if he was gonna burn down another channel, it was when. The problem that I always saw, and I felt bad for James at one point, was the fact that, he's got some diehard people, right? Best has he's got some diehard people that have been stuck with him for years, and I'm one of them, and I've always followed him, and regardless, it's too bad that people were tuning in to watch the guy to see what he was gonna do, not because they liked him or they liked his content or they liked, they thought he was a cool guy. It was because, they were wanting to see the shit show. They were wanting to see, him burn the channel down. They were wanting to see him get absolutely drunk, plastered, and then start, saying things, and that's not what you want like, me, that's not what I want content for. Bobby Kohler, good to see you, brother. Long time, dude. Been a minute. Um, Bobby, we're just talking about James burning down channels. You've been there for a few of them too. So but that's the thing that I kind of felt bad for James about was that people weren't watching because they liked him. They were watching him because um, they were waiting to see James fly off there or James or the channel fly off the rails, and that's too bad. That's too bad because when he wants to, right? When he wants to, absolutely wants to, he can put on a really good show. Right? He can put on a very, very good show. He can talk trucking with a lot of them. He can talk life with the best. He can do that. It's just that people aren't interested in watching that anymore with him. They're waiting to see him fly off the rails and watch the channel burn down, and that's too bad. Going on, 2-4. Good to see you. North Carolina NC Tyrant is that North Carolina Tyrant Hunter. Good to see us up, y'all. James is one of a kind, facts, he is, and Bobby, as I said, that there's nobody out there on YouTube that can talk trash as good as him. He's still the king, he's still the king. If he'd have put his and directed his energies into his channel and taken the sponsorships and taken the things and maybe tweaked it, there's no saying where his channel would be right now. Right, and he wouldn't be doing YouTube, he'd be doing fucking podcasts, and he'd be making buku money because he's got the ability to do it. He's got the ability to jab, and he can do it. Either way, man, love him, love him. Bro, we gotta get together. Mr. B, okay, you guys gotta get together, North Carolina Tyrant Hunter, there you go, Mr. B's is down there as well. I agree. Yeah, yeah, and don't get me wrong, this is in no way, shape, or form, a put down for James, it's not. I have a lot of respect for him. I like him. whether he's on YouTube or off YouTube, I like him. So and he is great entertainment too, for you right. It is, it's great entertainment. But on the other hand, the form of the entertainment comes in, people are waiting to just see what negative they can pull out of that, and that's too bad. That's too bad. Donnie says chicken butt. There you go. North Carolina, Tyron Hunter. I'm around Fayetteville and Fort Bragg. There you go. You're not too far off from Mr. B's. I won't say where Mr. B's is, but if Mr. B's chooses to tell you where he's from, that's fine. Burner, what's his channel and what's it about? It's just the other trucker James Best is the name of his channel. Um, and dude, it's sort of like this. It's sort of like this. It's sort of like this channel. He'll go on and he'll talk some truck, and then he'll talk this, then he'll invite some people in, and then somebody will start a fight, right? And then there'll be a couple of arguments, and then usually SoCal will pop in and give his 2 cents and kind of level the place out a bit, and then SoCal will fuck off, and then it's just one of those. It's a shit show. Jason Pote drinking games was a kick. Uh, Anything to do with Jason Pote was funny. Okay, I hate to say it, but I had no respect for Pote, for Jason. I couldn't stand him. I didn't like what he did, how he represented himself, and I didn't like the promises that he was making to get the residuals or to get the recruitment money and all that kind of stuff, and what he was the bullshit that he was feeding. A lot of people got hurt because of Jason Pote, DJ. A lot of people got hurt because of Jason Pote, and I had no respect for that, and at one point, I turned around and I fucking said something. It was n I probably maybe I shouldn't have. It was none of my business, but he was saying some stuff, and I didn't agree with it, and I called him out on it, and then he blocked me, and then I went off on him, and, maybe I shouldn't have, but you know what? When you're taking guys coming into the business, the trucking business, and you're taking them, which is now you're involving them and their livelihood, and it's affecting their families, and you're fucking them so that you can make a goddamn fucking bonus money for recruitment and this and that, you can't stand by and let that happen. I've been doing this too fucking long. TJ, you've been doing this too fucking long. All of us have been doing this too fucking long to allow that kind of shit to go on, especially from fucking, especially from Jason. Because can't tell you how many times I sat there when he was doing those round tables, and he's sitting there and he's going, "Oh, you're gonna if you take this and you do this amount of this and you do this amount of this and you're gonna make this kind of money, and then you got the fuel surcharge, you got this and that," and his numbers never added up. His math was always wrong. I would sit there in the truck stop with the fucking pad of paper, and I'm watching him, and I'm doing all this, and his math was all wrong, and he was promising big numbers and big money to new drivers, and it just didn't work. Me, I smoke bathroom water. Well, knock yourself out. He did make sense early on, but he didn't believe his own beliefs or follow them. He is a certified shit show. That's a good way to put it, TJ. It is. He is a certified shit show. Trucking will be gone in 10 years. Ah, Frank, no, it's gonna be around a lot longer than 10 years. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. RIP Jason Pote. Ah, good riddance. Good riddance. The son of a bitch hurt more people than he did good. Putty Cat. Today, Canada recognized the state of Palestine, Mark Carney wrote on X. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't hear that. Um, if Carney does, I hope he's only speaking for himself and not for the rest of the fucking country. What's going on, Floyd? Good to see you. Chasing Ghosts. Good morning. How are you, Tara? Keep on jamming, honey. Mark Carney is a friggin' moron. Mr. B's, you can say it. He's a fucking moron. Hey, adopt me, Donnie. I can't adopt you. I've got 6 daughters of my own, and luckily for me, they're all grown up. So I'm not raising any more. I'm not raising any more kids, dude. Not with people driving. Mark my words. No, I'll mark your words. I think there's still 10 years there's more than 10 years out with the fully automated driving. They haven't figured out how to get those things to drive in snow and how to get those things to drive, and you'll notice most of the testing is done across the I-10, and why is that? Frank, why? Because there's no snow and there's the weather is usually like this most of the year around. So that's where they're doing most of their testing. What you want to impress me with these automated trucks with no drivers in them? I'd like to see you do your testing going from say fucking go across the 90 from Buffalo out to fucking Seattle. You know, in December, January, February, and March. Um, that would impress me. But right now, it's more than 10 years off. It really is. The big companies right now, Swift, Warner, Schneider, fucking Walmart, these all these companies, Walmart especially is pushing for the automated trucking. All these companies that are doing this, believe me, they've already got a room full of lawyers packed away and over $1 billion in money for the people that the trucks are going to kill already for the lawsuits. It's already there. Without trucking, we would fall apart. Well, you would. We were talking about this, I think, yesterday or before. There's nothing you can put your hands on. Absolutely nothing that you can put your hands on that wasn't at some point or another on a truck. Scotty Meatballs. Love it. Love it. Love the name, man. Scotty Meatballs. Cool. They will still use people for loaders and load the yard, but cross-country delivery will be done by auto drive semis. You know what? I could be wrong. I could be wrong, Frank. I'm not going to say that I know better than anybody else or I'm the end all be all to the world. I don't. I could absolutely be wrong, and they could be here in fucking 3 years. But just from being in the industry as long as I have been and seeing what I've seen, I think it's very difficult. Same with the all electric, right? You can't go all electric with the time span that they've put in place that they want all electric vehicles. It just can't be done. It's impossible. It's impossible. So, you know, again, I hope I'm wrong. On the electric vehicles, I don't hope I'm wrong. I don't ever want to see an electric vehicle driving. I hate electric vehicles. Put it this way. Frank, if you handed me the fob or the keys to a brand new top of the line fucking electric car, I wouldn't drive it. It would go into my driveway, put a for sale sign on the fucking thing, and I'd sell it. I wouldn't even drive it. I do not believe in the electric cars or the electric trucks. Zero. I don't believe the sale or the sale line that, "Oh, it's clean, it's green." No, it's not. It's absolutely not. You take a Tesla or you take the new Tesla Semi or any of the new anything that's the electric vehicles, and you say, "Oh, well, it's a green vehicle. It's a clean, it's zero emissions. It doesn't okay, while that vehicle is in your driveway and you're using it while you're driving, yeah, there's no emissions off that car. It's a zero emissions car. So is it a green car? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Um, but what it took to make that car, the carbon footprint left on the environment and on the planet to make that car or that semi truck, that car would have to run for 20 years to cover that footprint. And it doesn't. What does a fucking electric car last these days? 5 years at best? So in 5 years, you're throwing away a fucking perfectly good car where the carbon footprint hasn't even been made. So to make that car, to build that car, the carbon footprint is too big, right? And the Tesla semis are even worse, right? The amount of diesel and trucks and manual labor and all the stuff that goes into making it from beginning to end, right? And even never mind the truck itself. You could just talk about the battery. The battery alone for semi trucks, the lithium. Where does it come from? Where does the lithium come from? Right? It comes out of the ground. How do they do that? How do they get it? Well, they fucking dig it out of the ground. What are they using? They're using excavators and fucking backhoes and big, large, all running on diesel. You're not blocked in comfortable life. Um, They're all running on diesel. And then after they dig it out of the ground, where does it go? It goes onto a truck, right? It goes onto a truck or it goes onto a train. And from there, using diesel, it goes to a facility. And then after it's been at the facility, what happens? Then it goes from there onto a boat, right? And it crosses the Atlantic and comes over to fucking the United States, right? So do you know how much diesel a minute a fucking boat puts out? How much emissions and how much diesel a boat uses? So then it gets to the United States. We're talking just the lithium for the fucking battery. And then it gets to the United States, and what happens? It comes off the boat, goes onto another truck, and from there it goes to another plant. And it's all done using emissions, diesel, dirty, dirty emissions. So when you add all of that up from beginning to end, just for the battery alone, that little Tesla Model S has to run for 20 years to cover that carbon footprint just to make that car. So they're not clean. Anybody that sits there and says Teslas are clean and it's a good, no fucking way. It's bullshit. I call bullshit. Well, it looks like now they've had enough of you now. I warned you. I warned you, but they've had enough of you. Robin is blocked. Robin's not blocked on here. This is Robin. Robin, you're not blocked on here. You're not blocked on this channel. I went 6 or 7 months ago. I unblocked everybody, and you weren't even blocked anyway. And you, why would you be blocked? I was live last week, and you were on here. So, dude, you're not blocked. I hope the maybe made better for individuals in some instances. Such things truly matter. Well, our power grid is already in bad shape now. Let's add 20 million EVs. Well, Bobby, you're absolutely 100% correct. Okay, you think about that, right? What did they say? They wanted electric vehicles, but what was it, 2035 or something like that? Um, like, give me a fucking break. Are you fucking serious? And I've given this example before, okay? Bobby, you'll know what I'm talking about. TJ, you'll know what I'm talking about. Any truck drivers in here, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. You guys all know what the Iowa 80 is, right? Supposedly the largest truck stop in the world, holds 900 trucks. Now, let's just say, for example, everybody goes ahead and says, okay, we're going electric. All these trucks have to go electric. So let's just say on 900 trucks, let's say one third of them, 300 of them in the Iowa 80 are electric, and they've got plugins for 300 fucking trucks. Bobby, if you plugged in 300 trucks to the Iowa 80, which is in Wolcott, right? If you plugged in 300 electric trucks and charged, you'd crash the power grid in Des Moines. Crash or you'd devastate the power grid in fucking Wolcott. You'd you know, any town, any major city within 500 miles, the lights would be. We don't have the infrastructure in the ground. We don't have the cables, and we don't have the ability to do it. So why are they pushing it? We don't have the ability to do it. We can't charge it. There's some places around here, well, not so much here, but there's some places back where I used to live where you're only allowed to have 2 Teslas on any one street, right? Because any more than 2 Teslas and you're gonna fucking affect the energy wattage and all the usage on that street. They ought to lower the cost of diesel, for its weight falls heaviest on the people. But Donnie, they're not gonna lower the price of diesel because they know we need it. That's the fucking problem, right? Remember back in the day, Donnie, I don't know how old you are, but back in the day, diesel was always cheaper than gasoline, right? Gasoline, I'll use a round number. Say gasoline was $1 a gallon, diesel would be fucking 75 cents or 65 cents a gallon. Right? Now, that's just the way it was. And then at one point, probably in the 90s, diesel started to creep up. And then in the mid 2000s, it was at par. And then ever since then, it's been more. Diesel now costs more than gas. But how is it that can be? How can diesel cost more than gasoline when you need to make gasoline to make diesel? Diesel is a byproduct of making gasoline. It's dirty gas, for fuck's sakes. There's different layers to it when you make it, but gasoline is the top product when they're making it. There's gasoline, then this and that, then diesel, then other types of diesel, then heating oil and shit like that. But it's all the same. It's all a byproduct of making gasoline. So how the fuck could diesel cost more than gas when you're making the gas to make the diesel? Somebody figure that out. Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Anybody? America should strive many things. Well, America's trying. For its greatness lies in its power alone, but as well as its people. I don't think America has power. I think it's the people that that have the power. A lot of you don't realize that you've got it. Get a job, spend me get a job. It's first of all, it's Sunday morning, so where would I work? And secondly, I'm fucking retired. I've you go get it. If you need a job, you go get a job. I'm doing okay. I did my 35 years. I'm done. Thank you. I saw a meme talking about capture the wind and current and save fuel crossing the ocean. We're back to sails. Okay, okay. You know what? I would honestly say a sailboat would probably be the greenest form of transportation you possibly could uh probably get. But other than that, um the what's that show? Landman, right? With Billy Bob Thornton. Anybody ever watch that show? There's an episode in there where he's arguing with the lawyer. They're standing out at one of the big, tall windmills, right? The power windmills. And she was debating, saying, "How is the wind, bad for the environment? How is the bad?" And it was the same thing as the electric car or the battery of the car that to put that windmill in there, right? To put that turbine in there, that electric generating turbine in there, the carbon footprint is bigger than what that turbine is ever going to produce. You will never get the amount of electricity out of that cleanly to cover the carbon footprint it took to put the goddamn thing in there. Darren, hey fuckhead, I'm in Australia. That's nice. Hey fuckhead, my daughter's in Australia. Yes, I'm blocked. Well, you know what, Robin, I can't do anything about it right now. If you're using Sandra's channel for the time being, then use it. I know who it is, but um, I can't do anything till I'm done here. That cigar will be used for 56 hours and 31 seconds, 40 minutes and 45 seconds. No, this cigar, if I light this up and I don't talk as much, I can burn this thing off in under an hour. I knew a guy in the 90s who had a VW Bug that was totally battery powered. That would cost what? 11,653 bucks. Then if a blackout happens, then what? Every delivery would be a week late. More than that. You think about this, okay? Tennessee, think about this. If they want to go with the electric trucks, right? The US government, and I know the Canadian government did it, but the US government did it as well. They estimated what would happen if the truck stopped, right? If the truck stopped. So they started with 1 day. What would happen if all of the trucks in the United States stopped for 1 day? What would be the effect on the economy and the people? And I think after the first day, it would be that the gas stations would run out of gas, the truck stops would run out of fuel. Certain places would start running low on food and this and that. After 3 days, there'd be no gas. There'd be the shelves especially the United States, with a population as big as it is. Um, the food stores would start to get dangerously low. Hospitals would start running out of medicines, medications, and shit like that. After a week, the economy would crash. A week. So you think about that, right? Tennessee, you think about that. If the system crashed, let's say we are on a fully automated, not automated, we are on a fully electric grid system, right? A fully system so all the trucks are electric, all the cars are electric, the bikes are electric, everything's fucking electric, and that grid goes down, what happens? Are you guaran and they can't let's say they can't get the grid, they can't figure it out, it's so devastated that it takes them a week to get it back up. By the time they get it back up, the country would be in fucking ruins. There'd be a goddamn civil war. One of your mods blocked me. Hmm, okay, well, I should be able to unblock anybody, so Yup, and the military uses diesel for everything also. Exactly. You're obviously not blocked, we can all see you no matter what phone you are using. You are chatting using your own channel. I remember my dad throwing a fit when diesel hit 68 cents per gallon because it was too close to the price of gas, and that was in 1988. Exactly, Ghost, exactly. Diesel is kerosene and a number two fuel oil. Exactly. I have friends of mine, owner operators of mine, that live back in Ontario, and their homes run on heating oil. And what they'll do is at the end of the week when they bring their truck home, they empty their fuel tanks into their heating oil tanks all summer long. And then wintertime, they don't have to fill their fucking heating oil tanks because they've just been using the diesel. And it was actually cheaper because it was cheaper for them as an owner operator because they were writing the fuel off, right? It's 100% write off for an owner operator. So if the guy came in and let's just say he had, 50 gallons left in his fuel tanks, he'd empty that or most of that in back into his heating oil tank for his house, and then he'd have enough to make it back to the truck stop and fill his truck up at the beginning of the week or the yard wherever he was coming out of. And you know what? I got no problem with that. If I was an owner operator, which I'm not anymore, but if I was an owner operator and my house was on heating oil, I'd be doing the exact same thing. I'd be doing the exact same goddamn thing. I'd be pulling it out. Psycho Black with the morons choice question. I don't have a clue what the fuck you guys are talking about. Be kind. TJ's busy. Mr. B, I thought that guy was faking the plastic fuel. Donnie, don't worry. Donnie, don't worry. I make a better vote. Me president. I'm not voting anybody for president. I'm a Canadian. I don't have to vote for president. You guys vote for president. Military uses diesel and no emissions. Funny how that is. How is that possible? How is that possible? Tara, how is that possible? There's no emissions. Okay. So, um, Tara, you're a truck driver. I don't know what year the truck is that you drive, but if it's probably a 15 or a 16 or newer, so from 2015 or 16 all the way up to present day, it's probably got that little sticker on the side of the driver's door that says zero emissions, environmentally friendly, or whatever, that little silver patch. You know what I'm talking about, right? But but and that's because it's got the EGR system, the DPF system, and all the bullshit that goes through that, right? And that's what they're claiming to be clean. That's what they're claiming to be clean, which is a load of shit. I had a 60 series Detroit, okay, in the Kenworth and the W9. It was a 97. It had a rebuilt 60 series Detroit, 12.760 series. And the emissions, because it had to go through the emissions test, the emissions coming out of that truck were slightly, like we're talking ghost, we're talking like a cunt hair, slightly more than the emissions that were coming out of the Volvo that I had, or the Freightliner that I had. So how is it that we have to go through all of the steps and the processes of having EGR, DPF, DEF fuel, all that kind of bullshit when a well-tuned 60 series Detroit or a very well-tuned N14 or a really well tuned and maintained fucking 3406 cat, any of these engines are putting out the exact same emissions that these new engines are. Why? Haven't been able to figure that one out. They're lying, there's emissions. Of course there's emissions. Well, and here's the thing about the emissions. All of the fucking people in California, all this emissions bullshit with the truck came out of California, right? It was those tree hugging fucking liberal cocksuckers out in California that went, "Oh, we gotta be, you can't come into California, blah, 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 blah." So that is the reason that there is emission vehicles, right, on the road. Now, now there's a university in California, and God save me, I can't remember what it is. Somebody is going to probably be able to Google it and figure it and find out. But there was a university after because all the emissions and the DEF fluid and all that pretty much started. I think they had EGR and all that shit in '07 and '06, '07, '08. Then I think in '09, 10 or 10 it was when they brought in the DEF fluid and all that kind of shit. Now what they've discovered is that DEF fluid is actually worse for you than anything out there right now. Because when I start my truck, the 60 series Detroit, I start that truck and I'm running that truck. Yes, there's no filtration, nothing like that. It goes through, the emissions go out the stacks and into the air. And then those emissions settle on the ground. Okay. Yes, you end up breathing it, but it's just no different than a car or anything else. The DEF fluid, okay, goes through. They inject the DEF fluid as it goes through. It goes through the EDR system. It gets recirculated, and then supposedly clean emissions is what's coming out that stack. But what is coming out that stack is DEF fluid, the burnt DEF fluid. The particles from that don't settle to the ground. So the people in California fucked themselves. They insisted we have it, and then after fucking 10 years or 15 years of having it, right? Now they figured out, wait a minute, regular emissions, at least it settles to the ground and it's gone. But DEF fluid stays in the air and you breathe it. It doesn't settle, it just sits in the air and like particles in the air. And that's a problem. The DEF fluid, when you get it in your lungs, is worse than anything else that's coming out of that truck, including the fart the driver let go because he had Mexican last night. So now they've discovered that death fluid and all that kind of shit. And bull, you've already heard the new shit that they're talking that they're having to revamp the whole thing and they're making, they're gonna make the emission systems change at all. Dude, they just got it it still doesn't even work properly. When it came out fucking 2009, it still doesn't work properly now, and now they're gonna change it again. They're gonna change it again. Why? Because now they've got, those same liberal twinkle-toed tree-hugging cocksuckers in California that said we need to have emissions-free trucks and we need to do this. Now they've discovered that they're the reason. Fucking that's why we've got all this. So and it was from checking trees, believe it or not. There was specific trees that, obviously trees take in CO2 and give out oxygen, right? But there were certain trees that they use for measuring different levels of things in the environment. And one thing they were discovering was the fact that, you know what, death fluid doesn't fight. And then the trees that are trying to ingest this, right, and then convert it back out to oxygen, they weren't able to do it. Death is bad news. Uncomfortable wife. Sorry, Robin, that you got fucked here. I will do what I can as soon as I'm done here. I'll somehow or another I'll unblock you. But I've never blocked you. The measuring tree. Yeah, I guess. Never saw how running diesel exhaust through a water bong filled with horse piss was going to save the environment when we're going to burn the filter to clean it anyways. That's another good point, right? So now you've got the DPF filter, right? Departiculate filter. They take that filter, and how do they clean that? Just like Ghost says, they take that and they put it in a fucking oven and they bake it. Can you imagine the fucking fumes and emissions and shit coming off of that? Really, think about that. Okay. You're supposed to do it with a new truck. You're supposed to have it done, I think, within the first 250,000 miles. That's per your warranty and whatever. So you've got a 250,000 miles worth of shit caked onto that filter, and you're gonna fucking bake it off. And where's that gonna go? They ain't filtering that. I guarantee you they ain't filtering that. That's a very good point, Ghost. That's one of those that I never even thought about. I always complain about the truck and the truck itself, but it's the after, um, those filters, and then when you're done with them. Now that I don't know. If anybody knows, right? If anybody knows, when you are d when you finally blow your DPF filter and it goes and, what do they do with it? Like, do they bury it in the sand? Do they bury it, what do they do with it? Do they blow it up? I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I've never checked. I've got one fly here that's driving me fucking crazy. Have you ever tried an EV? I did once, never again. I've never driven one, but I've been in one. I've never been behind the wheel of driven it, but I've been in one. But I won't. Like I said, Robin, I won't. You give me an electric vehicle and I'll sell it. I won't even own it. Look at this little bastard. Isn't he ballsy? I have a fucking solution for this, for flies. You guys will love the solution for flies. Have I ever ridden a horse? Yeah, ridden a horse. Where does 82% of the methane on Earth come from? It comes from the dairy air. Well, it's cow farts. You look like Russell Crowe. Well, Ryu, thank you very much. I would really love his paycheck. I'll tell you that. Ah. Tess Blake, love this dude. Good to see you back again. Saw you here yesterday. That fly is gas station ready. No kidding, eh? Rage character. But here, I'm going to show you. This is what I've got to. This is what I've got to combat the flies. You guys are gonna fucking love this. Okay. Now, as per YouTube rules, this is not a real gun. It is plastic. It does not shoot rounds. It does not shoot bullets. There's no cartridges. There's no nothing. It shoots salt. That's all it does. So right now it's actually cocked. So when a fly lands, you just hit it here with salt, and they disintegrate. It's fucking awesome. I sat out here. Yeah, then you cock it, and it's ready to go again. And it's just table salt, regular table salt, and that's all it does. But from about 4 to 6 feet, you can absolutely devastate flies. They just explode. They say the optic sights, not bad, eh? I sat out here the other night, and I shit you not, I don't know how long I sat here for, but I was having more goddamn fun with this thing. So, like I said, as per YouTube, this is not a real gun. It's made of plastic. It is a toy. It is not fucking shooting it. I can shoot. I just shot my hand. Here, watch. I'll show you. Watch the salt explode off my hand. Here, right? So I just shot my hand with it, and it's a good time for flies. It makes short work of them. Now they all fucked off. Right now, there's no flies here. Oh well, we'll leave that there. Maybe it'll discourage the flies. Did you hear about Craven? Nope. They say cockroaches will survive a nuclear war. But what about flies? I don't know. Any thoughts on Bill Cosby? Nope. Wind scale? Nope. Wow, I've never seen that. A assault rifle to kill flies. Trust me, Bull, there is nothing better than sitting out in the back porch at your you'd love it. You'd sit out the back porch at your place. You got a nice little glass of bourbon, right? Cigar, and your salt gun, and you will sit there, and I shit you not, you will have more fun. It is like you'll be like a 5-year-old. Really. So, but I did have to make the disclaimer because of YouTube's rules that that is not a real gun. It's just made of plastic, and it doesn't shoot anything but salt. They're, taxing farmers for methane overseas. That's not surprising. I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, Robin, if they say if Kearney started to try something like that here. Right? If they honestly tried to for methane emissions and put all the farmers, like if you're not a farmer, it wouldn't affect you, but all the farmers, would have to pay, a federal methane tax or a provincial methane tax. Can you put pepper in that too? Putty cat? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that it tells you to put table salt in it. So, what is the political message behind the black cap? Does it question the legitimacy of specific law? Gee, I'm wearing a black cap because it's what I've got today. I've got a black one, a white one, a gray one, a black and white one. It doesn't signify anything. It's a Canadian handgun. Well, it's just about at the limit of what they'll allow us to have. Don't point it at your face. Well, it says that right on it. It says that right on it, Robin. Look at that. Do not point at your face. Which is a shame because they should have left that off, right? Let nature let nature figure it out. I've noticed a lot of weird AI computer issues lately. I think the government is all over it. Um, Tara, I don't touch AI. I don't meddle with it. I don't fuck with it. I don't do anything with it with AI. I don't use it. I probably, but that's probably not true. In some sense or another, if I'm doing something on my phone, or there's probably some level of AI that I'm using and I don't even know I'm using. But do I actively use it in my life? No, I will not touch AI. I am not a supporter of it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a friend of it. I'm not AI user friendly. I think all the people, which is not my generation, I think, Tara, it's gonna be maybe your generation or the generation after you that are basically handing over everything that you are, who you are, what you are, everything about you to AI. You guys are all not you, Tara, but you guys are all those people are all gonna be fucked. All gonna be fucked. The BKs, can you give me a shout out? There you go. So no political message? No, no political message. Your regular Hunter S. Thompson. There you go. Black hats matter. Okay. All right. Mm. The only thing that matters to me right now is this cigar and that coffee. That's it, man. This cigar and that coffee, and sitting out here shooting the shit with you fuckers for a couple of hours. That's the only thing out here that matters to me. And actually, do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you're anything like Robin, clean up the mess after you've hit the like button, right? Don't just hit it and leave the dirty mess on there. Clean it up, right? So my biggest problem today in life is trying to keep this cigar lit. That is it. After that, I don't have a care in the world or a problem going on. Damn right, Damien agrees. Jody, see ya. Hi, Brian. How the hell are you, sweetheart? You doing all right? I am now able to get on your lives again. But unfortunately, you went live the other night. And I was already in bed. I don't know what time zone you were in, but I woke up the next morning and saw that you were live. But sorry, sweetheart, I was out. AI bypasses the security on your phone and tells locations on Google even when it's turned off. Oh, Rage, I don't have any belief whatsoever in this phone, in privacy with this phone. Okay, I know for a fact that this phone is at all times broadcasting, listening, talking to other fucking, and I know that. So what I do with this phone and what I use this phone for, that's entirely up to me. Um, I don't have my banking info. Yes, I have the apps or whatever, so whatever like that. But I don't use my phone, say, to tap because you can do that now. You can download your bank card onto your phone, into your wallet if you have an iPhone, and then when you go grocery shop and you go shopping, you can tap your phone. I don't do any of that. I still, if I can, I try to pay cash for it, and if I can't, then I'll use my debit card or my credit card. But other than that, I don't. Let Darwin do the work. Yeah, exactly. Let Darwin figure it out, right? We're the same gen. I don't even use GPS. 28 years OTR. I really don't need. I exactly. You know what? Ghost. Exactly. I had a GPS. I always had a GPS, but you know what? I can still, even today, um, if need be, I can still grab my Rand McNally map book or my Ghost. You'll know what I'm talking. Remember the old Pearlies? Bull, you know what I'm saying, with an old Pearlie's map book that predated the Rand McNally's. I can still pull out my old Rand McNally map book, and I can still find my way anywhere I need to go. I don't need a GPS, and for the most part anyway, I don't need a GPS anyway because I know where the fuck I'm going. Kid Rock fan page, good to see you. Love Kid Rock, by the way. Miss Snorlord coffee he had. White coffee, which was high caffeine. It was so good flavor-wise and worked. I never ever got my hands on any of Snorlord's coffee. I understand that it's no longer available. What I'm drinking here is, the Three Sisters, Kicking Horse Three Sisters. TJ, if you haven't tried it, go get it. Really good. We grind our own, but we buy them in, what is that, a 5-pound bag or something like that. Oh, dude, I get it from Costco. At Costco, I think it's like 14.95 for a 5-pound bag of fucking beans, and we grind them ourselves. I love it, love it. Driving, get back, in a bit. Okay. I agree. A phone is a beacon of my location. It is a personal bug. It is. Christ lives within us. That's a really good way of putting it. It is. Even when you see, when you open an app and the thing pops up and says, "Ask app not to track," why bother? That app is tracking you. Your phone is tracking you. I'm your McAfee. What's the name of the coffee? It's Kicking Horse. It's Kicking Horse. And there's a couple different blends. This one we've got is called the Three Sisters. Um, it's fantastic. DJ, fantastic. Actually, you guys chat amongst yourselves for 1 second. Tim Hortons does not hold a fucking cup to this. I will be right back because this is empty and I'm going to get another one. I can still talk, but I can't see what the fuck you're saying. I do got to be quiet though because Victoria is sleeping right now. She works nights, or she's working nights this week, so she's upstairs. She's upstairs sleeping. She usually sleep till about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and right now it's only 10 o'clock. So her and the dog are upstairs sleeping. There's two different coffees that I'm drinking right now. TJ, I want you to try both of these. Okay, I want you to try them both. One of them's the Kicking Horse, and it's Kicking Horse coffee. It's Three Sisters, and it's like I said, it's very very good. It's a medium roast. It's smooth. It's really good. It's really really good. The other one is Zavita coffee roasters, and it's their winter blend. It's also a medium roast. But we grind the beans on everything here. So actually, here, what I'll do is I'll just do this. DJ, get ready to take snapshots when I get back out there. Lucky for all of you, my kitchen is only fucking 10 steps away from my back patio. Okay, Bull. So this is what you want. This is the one you want, Bull, right here. This is the Kicking Horse, right? That's the one right there. You get that at Walmart, okay? Kicking Horse coffee, fantastic, right? Um, these are just the beans. We grind them ourselves. The other one that we bounce back and forth. So we're in the middle of this bag here, but sorry, and these are 2-pound bags, not 5-pound, right? Sorry, I said 5-pound. The other one that we're fucking in love with right now is this one. I should be getting a fucking residual on this, right? This is Zavita coffee. It's proudly Canadian. Ta-dum! It's a Canadian coffee. But if you can get it, TJ, I suggest you try it. Um, this is also Canadian, Kicking Horse, but I know you can get this in the US. Bull, I know you can get this shit in the US, the Kicking Horse at least. The Zavita, I'm not 100% sure. I get them both from Costco, brother. I get them both from Costco. This stream is brought to you by Bud Light. No, Coors Light. Coors Light. No Bud Light here. Kicking Horse is a BC company, HQ'd in Invermere, like 3 hours from Calgary. Not a goofy bootlicker. Thank you very much. These are both Canadian coffees. Fucking really good. We're gonna give that cigar a break because my guy, excuse me, my cigar guy is not available today. So I have to make that cigar last me all day. And if I burn it off on this live here, I'll have nothing to smoke later this afternoon. So my hometown is Windermere, like 30 minutes from Invermere. There you go. Hell yeah, brother. If the mountains ain't blue, it just won't do. There you, there you go, right? No Bud Light. Let's go with Coors Light. It doesn't make a difference. Christ lived within us. I don't drink anyway, right? I don't drink anyway. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in over 32 years, and I've been drug free. I'm a recovered drug addict, right? So I don't do. Not a fan of bitter Colombian coffee. Is it bitter? No, absolutely not. That is the thing. TJ, you don't need to add sugar, a lot of sugar to this. Like I like right, like if I go to Dunkin' or if I go, one of those shit places, I need to put sugar in it because it tastes like fucking garbage. You do not need to sweeten the shit out of this to take away any bitterness. Okay. You can like this coffee here I just made, right? I just made that while I was in there. This the kicking horse coffee. I put one, not even a full teaspoon, probably a 3/4 of a teaspoon of coffee and my cream in that. That's all. If I was drinking a Tim Hortons coffee, I'd need a double double, right? 2 cream, 2 sugar. And that's just to make it palatable to drink. Um, 6, 7. There you go, Aaron Priestley. Praise the Lord. There we go. I love Demorier cigarettes. So do I, but I don't want to pay $25. I don't wanna pay $25 for a fucking for a pack of them. 'Em. They're 25 bucks out here in Alberta for a 25 pack. You drink, H-E-B, Texas Pecan. It's a Texas store, though. I grind it myself. I've never had I've spent a lot of time, but I won't drink pecan. I'm not a flavored coffee guy, like you get French vanilla, you get chocolate, or you get this or whatever. I like my coffee as coffee. Um I only use half and half, and sometimes a little sweet cream. That's fine. In Canada, we, like Tim Hortons, and they use 10%, right, which is half and half. I prefer 18%, which is a little creamier, but you don't have to add as much of it, and it lasts you a whole lot longer. So if you're using half and half cream, TJ, think about maybe bumping that up to the 18%. It might be, I don't know, 60 cents more, but it'll last you significantly longer because you're just literally gonna go, whereas with half and half, you're going like that and pouring it in. You made it sound like like he's a young drug dealer with the cigar. What's your favorite president in American history? I don't have one. I'm Canadian, man. I don't have a favorite American president. Nobody likes cigarettes. Everyone who first tried a cigarette nearly vomited. Yeah, agreed. Remember smoking that first time you ever fucking smoked those? It took 4 or 5 cigarettes before you stopped turning green and stopped choking on it. I've seen HEP here, but I've never tried it. I do like to try now. This is one of the things that I do miss. There's a couple of things being retired, in trucking. I do miss the sound of the truck. Right? I love it. Like, I'm still like, if Victoria and I are driving somewhere and a big old rig goes by and it's got like a non-emissioned motor, let's just say he's got a 3406 cat in there and then he hits the brakes, I still get a boner, TJ. I do. I get a fucking boner and I have to look. Right. And Victoria actually notices. She'll make a comment. She's like, "You missed that, eh?" And it's like, yeah, I missed that. I do. I miss that. The other thing I miss is that I don't travel as much. So I'm not in as an OTR driver, I used to do all of Canada and all of the US. So I used to go all over the place. So I got to try new things, right? I got to try new shit. I got to try foods, coffees, fucking the only thing I didn't try was alcohols, different brands and types of alcohols. But yeah, I miss that. I really do. I miss being able to go down to the US and get different blends of coffee or different this or who was it? Cordova. Juan Cordova. He got me some really, really good coffee that one time, and we hooked up at the truck stop, and where were we? We're in South Beloit, just outside of Beloit. And we hooked up, and I got to meet him, and it was really cool to hang out with Cordova for a bit. But he gave me this coffee out of Minnesota, and you think Minnesota of all places for fucking coffee? Let me tell you, we ground that shit up and we drank that shit. But he gave me, it was probably about a 20-pound bag. And I'm not exaggerating. It was a big bag of fucking coffee, and, that coffee that cur and then I kept begging him for weeks afterwards for more, but no, no, no more. My girlfriend's nails are $250. My girlfriend's nails are not that much. Greetings from Upper Michigan. I know Michigan really well. Where are you from in Michigan? I'm originally from Ontario, right? I'm a Toronto boy from Ontario, and Michigan is one of our close, obviously, in Ontario being one of our closest neighbors. So, um, where are you from? What's this channel about? This morning, it's Sunday morning. It's just an open talk. You talk about whatever the fuck you want. Let's leave the politics kind of alone. We're not going to get into religion, but if you want to talk about trucks, bikes, cars, fucking, you can come in here and talk about the women that you've had that you've never really had, and the places that you've been that you've never really been, and the things that you've done that you've never really done. But if you want to bullshit about it, come on in, sit down, light up a smoke, drink your coffee, have a shot of whiskey, whatever it is. That's what we're about this morning. I can never tell the difference between Americans and Canadians, but I am European. There's a big difference. Well, there's a big difference in our dialects. From east to west in Canada, our dialects change from sort of like an East Coasters have like an Irish lilt to them, and then we got the French Canadians, and then we got the fucking normal people like me. And this is what you get pretty much out to the western provinces. You go to the U.S., you got the East Coast, you got the guys in New York and the Boston boys that talk like that from Boston, and then you get farther into the middle of the country, and you get a little bit of a slight twang. And then you get down to the south, you get down you get down Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas, all that kind of area, part of the country, and they talk with that that southern twang. Dominican coffee is the best. Don't mind it. I'll drink it if you got it. Greetings from PA, Crush. Good to see you from PA. PA is one of the states that I did a lot of traveling from. Again, being based out of Toronto. So, anywhere I had to go, pretty much I had to go through a part of PA to get there. Even if I wasn't delivering into PA, it would be PA, New York, and Michigan would be the three states that kind of border the area that I came in, right? Um, so yeah, done a lot of rumbling through fucking through Pennsylvania. Roman Skunky, Rom Skunky, nice name. France. Well, welcome in from France, man. Bon venue. The Snorlord coffee I used to get was good, was so good using a French press, I miss it. What you should have done, dude, is you should have just stockpiled it. What? You teeth shin close up now. Okay, stop talking, you goofball. LR. That's pretty harsh, brother. That's pretty harsh. If you're gonna insult me, at least bring it. Bring a good one. Like like give me something. That's weak. You got to do better. Do better, LR. Hey, could an American tell you that they are Canadian by the way you speak? A lot of the times they can. A lot of the time, depends on where I am. There's two ways to especially the Southern Americans. There's two ways that they can tell that that we are Canadian. First, maybe with the way that we talk, and secondly, when at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, you go down to like Laredo or San Antonio, even in June and July. In the daytime it's hot, but at 7 o'clock in the morning, you watch them all come out to offload your truck, and they're coming out with long sleeve jackets, and they got toques on, and they got fucking gloves on, and I'm jumping out of my truck in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. And the first thing they do is, "Oh, you're Canadian." So they can tell that we're Canadian because basically, like, what's cold to them is not cold to us. I have a French press. I do not have a French press. I don't have one. I've drank coffee, from a French press that somebody else has made for me, but I've never owned one. I'm old school, man. I just got an old fashioned fucking grinder from Walmart, a Black and Decker grinder. Nothing fancy. I know exactly. It took me 2 pots. I fucked up 2 pots of coffee trying to get the amount of coffee beans ground. Um, but once I figured it out, so I know that with my grinder, I fill that grinder 1.5 times, and it makes me a perfect pot of coffee, a full pot of coffee. So How often do you go live? I live right by Lake Michigan, beautiful. I love the walks to our park and just stare out the lake. Absolutely. If you're up in northern Michigan, people don't think about Michigan this way, right? They always when you say Michigan, everybody thinks about Detroit and they think, Grand Rapids and they think about, all that kind of shit. Nobody thinks about northern Michigan. Now, if you get up into northern Michigan where it borders up with Sault Ste. Marie and that whole portion of Michigan up there, it is stunning. It is stunning. I used to love crossing from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario into Sault Ste. Marie in Michigan, and then coming down through that way to get where I had to go, depending on where I was picking up there. Michigan is absolutely a gorgeous fucking state. Northern Michigan, Northern Michigan. Um, Other parts of Michigan, not so much. If you're up there, then absolutely, man, dude, you've got a nice part of the country you're in. Cheryl, do you find hair in your coffee? Who's Cheryl? I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. How about you? Rumble, young man, rumble. Oh, what's that? Rumble, young man, rumble. Nice name, um, dude. We're out in Alberta, Canada. Out in Alberta, Canada. If you're from Tulsa, Oklahoma, so you're a little farther west as well. So, um, the state that I border with, like my province is Alberta. I border with the state of Montana. Do you know Rocky Patel? I don't know him personally, um, but I smoke his fucking cigars because they are fucking the best, as far as I'm concerned, right? I absolutely love Rocky Patel and Alec Bradley. Don't know either of them, but I smoke the fucking cigars. No, I didn't find a hair in my coffee. Do you? What the hell are you guys talking about? What do you think about religion? Can you talk about it? You know what? I don't have. I'm not religious. I don't talk religion. I don't practice a particular faith. I don't. And you know what? There's no sense really talking about it because usually, if you're going to talk religion or politics, somebody's feelings are going to get hurt. Next thing you know, you've got a shit show, and you got fucking people arguing and people trashing each other, and you've got a whole chat worth of people fucking telling each other to go fuck themselves. Don't swear. The BK says don't swear. San Antonio is one of my favorite cities. Yeah, San Antonio is it's easy to get in trouble in San Antonio, Bobby. You know what I'm talking about. You can have a lot of fun in San Antonio, but you can get yourself into trouble real fucking fast in San Antonio. Bri, I would absolutely love to see you in your French dress. You want to see me in my French dress, or you want to? No, I don't wear my French dress for just anybody. Can you say happy birthday to my mom? Her name is. Oh, you didn't work out, Steve. Nice try. Try harder. FC, the 51st state. Keep trying. Keep trying. It's not going to happen. Dress up, Brian. No, I don't do that. I don't like your voice. Well, Jordan, you know what? I don't like your name. Walk on, son. Religion is a double-edged sword. It is. It is. You're not going to please everybody. Then don't watch Georgian. It's that simple. Yeah, like I'm sitting here, fucking sitting here with a gun to Jordan's head, making him watch me. Jordan, go back to playing video games, all right? And go change your fucking underwear and have a bath. Most 7-year-olds, you have to tell them that, it's your bath day and change your underwear. So Jordan, change your underwear and go have a bath. Put the video game down for 5 minutes. How's the weather here? We're beautiful. Like I'm in a t-shirt. I'm wearing a pair of sweats. It was a little chilly this morning when I first came out here at about 6 o'clock, but it's going to warm up nicely. It's going to be a good day. We've got probably going to be somewhere around 23 degrees Celsius, so somewhere around I don't know, say 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm watching Charlie Kirk's memorial. That was a shame. Who was fucking swearing? I didn't hear any fucking swearing. Me neither, Chrissy. I don't have a fucking clue what any of these cocksucking motherfucking switch shot and fucking bag balling twinkle toed cocksuckers are fucking talking about. Unky, how you doing? Well, we're not doing too bad. Brian the troll, eat more. Always your content is blunt and straightforward. So, well, you know what? I don't have anything to lose by like. What do you want me to sugarcoat something? I try to do the best I can. Like, let's face it, this is for entertainment, folks. Right? It really is. But if you ask me a question regarding anything, of a serious nature, I'm going to try to help you out with that. But We're here. Do I rattle out a little BS now and then? Fuck, of course I do. No different than Robin does, and no different than anybody else does. There's always a little bit of BSing going on, a little bit of fib telling, a little bit, but that's what this is all about. Like, we're out here to have fun, right? I'm not out here to educate you. I'm truly not. If you want me to educate you, you're on the wrong channel. If you want to talk trucking and you're a truck driver and you're whatever like that, and you want to throw some ideas around, I'm more than happy to do that. But I'm not here to fucking teach anybody. Love you, buddy. I love you too, Dodie. Crush melatonin. Look at you. You got me cracking up, and the truth is, you're just being real. Cool to pass by and see a genuine person from time to time. Hope you have a good one. 20 bucks. Hey, you know what they say, Fresh, 20 bucks is 20 bucks. I appreciate that. That $20 will go to a good cause. That goes to the Forgotten Angels. I appreciate that, and the Forgotten Angels will appreciate that as well. All proceeds, any money this channel makes, it goes to the Forgotten Angels. And that 20 bucks was actually American. It was American, so it's actually $27.57 Canadian. So thank you very much, Crush. I'm making money on the exchange here. Amen, Charlie. Nice, Crush. Yeah, that was actually very generous. Thank you very much, Crush. Do you know Tanger? She's very cool and nice. I do not. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. Well, FC, like my father used to say the same thing. You can't bullshit a bullshitter and you can't whiz the wizard. Simple as that. She makes nice music. I'm sorry, I don't know who it is. How's the career of vet doctor there, sir? I'm not a vet doctor, although I do a lot of fucking the dog these days, but I'm not a vet doctor. Half track drifter. Love your name. Love your name. There you go. We got a fucking we That's probably one of the best ones today. Half track drifter, nice name. I always wanted to drive a truck. I mean a big truck. Well, the guy in the chat right below you there, Bull of Woods, he did it for probably close to 30, 35 years. He might actually, I don't then he retired, but I think Bull still got his hand in it. Dodie is in here. She's been doing it for over 40 years. Um, I did it for 35. Who else? What other truckers we got in here? We got a few. Bobby Kohler, if he's still in here, he's out there doing it right now, killing it. There's a few of us out there. Well, I'm not anymore. That's $50 Canadian. It might be. There you go. Tyke Trucking. There's a guy. We were talking yesterday. Tyke's got over 4 million miles under his belt, and he's been doing it for probably close to 40 years. Tyke, how's Mama Tyke doing? How's she doing, buddy? Mama Tyke okay? Is religion necessary for human? What do you think? Do you feel better if you don't believe in God now? I didn't say I don't believe in God. I just don't practice a religion. I don't think you need to be a denomination, a religious denomination, to believe in God or to have a faith, right? That's just me. $20 US is a fortune in Canada. Yeah, I can damn near fucking buy a house. I worked in San Antonio for 6 months, and it was nice, didn't get in any trouble, it was good times. In 2014, uh, it could have went bad fast. It didn't, thank you, God. Yeah. Being Canadian, we used to run chocolate. You know those Ferrero Rochers? They're made up here in Canada. They're made in Ontario, in a town called Brantford, Ontario. And we used to run reefer units down to San Antonio to one of the holding facilities in San Antonio. So basically, you pull into the holding facility, and being Canadian, we weren't allowed to take them into Mexico. So we would uncouple our trailers, right? And Bobby, I shit you not. Okay, you're in this big, huge holding facility, right? This holding yard, and there's a fucking wall, and I could stand on the hood of my truck, right? Pop the hood open, stand on the block of my truck, and look over the wall into Mexico, right? And then we would have to wait, right? So then a Mexican truck would come over, take our trailer, take it back across into Mexico, unload it, and then bring it back to us empty. And in the meantime, that could take anywhere from 8 hours to maybe a day. You wouldn't get it back till the next fucking day. So we used to do that all the time. But then we stopped doing it and we started subcontracting it out because we'd be sending our nice reefer trailers over, right? So let's just say you've got a 2025, a Manac or something like that, or a Trailer King or whatever you've got, right? You send it over to Mexico. They take it over to Mexico, and when you get it back, it's got 8 different tires on it that didn't go over with it. One of the doors might be missing, or one of the hinges might be the door will be on, but the hinge will be missing. The reefer tank, your fuel tank for your reefer will be empty, right? So we had to actually stop doing that and change it. So then what we did is we started taking our shittiest fucking reefers, like, so some of the companies, one of the companies I was working with, they had, instead of retiring the old fleet of reefers every 5 years, they'd hang on to them, and that's what we would send down to San Antonio. So even if you sent it back in bad shape, you got it in bad shape. So a lot of the time, it wasn't worth fucking stealing the tires off it because they just barely passed DOT standards anyway. Only 4 mil? Yeah, she's okay, Brian. Thanks. Good, good, good. Glad to hear that. I'm driving a Kenworth right now. Operation Truth, what are you driving, buddy? I've owned 3. I've had a T800 and 2 W9s. Um, Loved them. Absolutely fucking loved them. Traffic in San Antonio can be shit show. I-35 is well, I-35 is bad, right out of Dallas, dude. Right? When you're going south, out of Dallas, going to down the 35, um, although I do like what they did. What is it, Austin? Where they had the upper and lowers, where the trucks are on one and the cars are, pretty much on the other. I like that idea. I think San Antonio and Laredo could probably both get away with that. On my bike now, gotcha on the earbuds. Atta boy. Well, you be safe. You have fun. Get some wind therapy in there. I want to tell you something. Okay, Germany first. Okay, be proud you're German. Just a crappy automatic transmission company truck. Well, you know what? Uh, think about this as a company truck. Okay, I was an owner operator for 25 years of my 35-year career, and let me tell you something. Um, One thing I don't miss is check engine lights. As a company driver, right? Something goes wrong with that truck. What do? You pick up the phone, you dial 1-800, come fix my shit, and somebody comes and fixes your truck. You may have to sit around for a day or whatever, but you at least you're not presented a bill. As an owner operator, every time that goddamn check engine light went on, it was a minimum $1,000 bill. Minimum, right? If my truck went in, or any one of my trucks went into the shop and came out with a bill of under $1,000, I would be doing a happy dance, an absolute happy dance. So yeah, being a company driver ain't all that bad. It's not that bad. I'm gonna try and ride before the S word. What the fuck are you talking? Right on, 2-4, get her in. There you go. What's the S word? Shit word. Uppers are crazy. Um, yeah, but it's not a bad idea if you could if more major cities, right? If more major cities fucking did that, they didn't really experiment, but they tried it to see if they could make it work in Toronto, which is a horrible city. Toronto would be like Atlanta. It's probably one of the worst cities for traffic, where the upper and lower would be a good idea. It's just a matter of real estate for the lanes to do it. They just don't have the fucking real estate to do it. Does DOT check for engine lights? No. DOT is responsible to make sure the truck is mechanically fit. It has nothing to do with, whether you got a check engine light on. S word. Oh, snow. Snow. Don't be talking about fucking snow, dude. It's damn near fucking 25 degrees out here. I'm gonna have to go put shorts on in a minute. It's toasty. The sun's just coming over that house right there, and believe me, I'm getting a nice little fucking. If I was wearing a black shirt right now, I'd be cooking. Time America stands with Russia. Jacobus, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Glory to Russia. All right, man. You asked what it meant. Yeah, I know, Chrissy, I did. Fuck. I did. I can't shoot Robin in the ass. I fucking asked what the LES word meant. There's always somebody around to point out my flaws or my fuck ups. Thanks, Chrissy. Love you, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate it. The wind is picked up. I don't know. You guys picking up the wind? I'm using the earbuds. Is the wind coming through? Are you guys getting any of that? It's getting a little draft. Not drafty, but it's just getting a little windy here. Perseverance Rover. Nice name. Nice name. Perseverance Rover. Love it. Hello. How the hell are you? Good to see you. I'm wearing a black shirt. It says Wheel Burner Express on the front. There you go. There you go. I'll be right back. Hold on. Here you go, Tyke. You're wearing a black shirt that says Wheel Burner Express. Recognize that, Tyke? There you go. This came from Tyke Trucking. It was a gift that he sent me last year. And it sits on at the very front of my door. And it's not just a hat that sits there and looks good. It's a flat cap, a British flat cap that I actually wear. And I wear it proudly. Can you ask any questions, or are we talking about anything specific? No, fuck, man. Talk about anything you want. Anything you want. You hear about the radiation shrimp coming into the U.S.? I did hear something about it. Lucky for me, any shrimp we get usually comes from Canada anyway. But I don't eat shrimp. That's just the end of the day. Sounds fine. Okay, good. So the sound's coming through. Okay. Can you ask, yeah, any question? Yeah, knock yourself out. Andy returned. I have the OG Wheel Burner Express. Yeah, I've actually met Robin in person and Sandra. I met them both. What do you call a Federation flagship with no Klingon bridge officer? Let's hear it. What do you call it? America needs to stand with Russia, and Russians are good people. Pity American politics has become a circus. Your politicians have lost the plot. I'm from South Africa. Well, Jacobus, I'm Canadian, so I'm not an American. I don't have American politics, although American politics do affect my country to a degree. But no, that looks better. You like that? That's for you, Robert. Love you, buddy. Thank you very much. I got the hat. And when Dar and I split, she got the Worcestershire sauce and the tea. So I got the better end of that deal. She got the sauce and the tea, and I got the flat cap. So she'd have looked fucking silly walking around with this on anyway. So what are you dressing up for as Halloween? I haven't given it any thought yet. America isn't any better. Radioactive shrimp, Chris, scary stuff. It is. Where's the Vimy Ridge pin? It's on my leather jacket. It's on my leather jacket. On that leather jacket, or actually no, the Vimy Ridge pin, sorry, is on my Carhartt jacket. It's on this. When I met you, I was wearing that Carhartt jacket, and I put it on there, and it's been on there ever since. It's the only pin I wear on that jacket. And then my old riding jacket has one pin on it, and that came from Sick Bastard, and it's a riding pin and it's on there. But the Vimy Ridge pin is on my Carhartt jacket. You saw me put it on and it's never come off. Opinion on Max Verstappen? Don't have one. Don't know who that is. You're a shrimp, okay? I'm smaller than Brian. Dude, you're about the size of one of my legs. I was fucking. I had seen Robin on my lives millions of times when I used to drop links and Robin would come in, and you'd see the person on your screen, but you don't get a real true idea of how big the person is, how small the person. We were in this restaurant when Robin walked into the restaurant with Sandra, and I shit you not, man. I mean, I took a poop that morning. It was bigger than Robin. I mean, I was like, "Holy fuck, you tiny little fucker." Wiry though, wiry. You don't want to tangle with him. He beat the piss out of you. But I used to load trailers for Georgia Pacific. Nothing more satisfying than a perfectly loaded trailer, man. Absolutely. Nothing more satisfying than pulling a trailer that's perfectly loaded and scales. It's maxed out and perfectly loaded and scales perfectly. What's the topic? Keenan, throw something up. What do you want to talk about? Booze, broads, cocaine, fucking motorcycles, old vintage cars, trucks. You fucking come up with it and we'll talk about it, man. Anything you want to talk about. A Federation flagship with no Klingon bridge officer is completely worthless. Ah, ah. Oh, come on. Edward, do better. Come on, do better. So, Robert, are you still hanging out with Ma'am, or are you back on the road? Talkie talkie? Yeah, whatever. That's a James Best slogan. Talkie talkie. See Saul Goodman says hi, good to see you. Oh, getting a little warm. Who is this geezer? I don't know, JK. Who are you? JK, who are you? Never mind who I am. Who are you, buddy? Tell us all about yourself. JK, give us something. Tell us who are you? What do you do? Where do you come from? What are your ambitions? Who do you love? Who loves you? Give it to us. Fake love. Yeah, well, that's what you get for fucking $29 an hour. Logan lost 76-0. Don't have a clue what you're talking about. Cheese on a bratwurst. Is it a sin or is it okay? I don't eat bratwurst. You could not pay me a fuck enough to eat bratwurst. You just sub, Jacobus. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. As long as you're subbing, make sure you hit the like button. I don't ask anybody to sub to my channel. I don't. I appreciate it if you do. Thank you very much. It's always great to see you guys day after day when you've subbed and you turn your notifications on. We do this every morning. But I don't ask you to sub. If you do, again, thank you very much. I appreciate it. The only thing I do ask is, you know what? Hit the like button for me, would you? It does push the channel. It helps the algorithm. It keeps you in the jaunt. Back out tomorrow, then run to France on Wednesday. Boy. Well, we're gonna make that happen. I was talking to Victoria about that last night, just before she went to work, and I'd mentioned that you and I were briefly on here talking about that. Yeah, we're gonna Robert. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to make that happen. I won't ask you to go out of your way to come and see me. But actually, Victoria pointed out that Holland is actually probably closer to England than fucking France is. I don't know. I didn't go look it up on the map, but we're going to be in Holland first, and then we're going to be in France. So, as sometime between the week that we're in Holland and the week we're in France, that's a 2 week spit. Somewhere in there, I'm going to find a couple of days and come find you. And if you're on the road and you can get to where I am, so much the better. But if you can't, then I am going to come in. I'm gonna come to you. And if I have to come to England to do it, I will. What's that hat called? It's a flat cap. And Pike Truckin, who's in our chat right now, sent it to me all the way from England. It is an authentic. It's tweed. It's fucking very nice. It is super comfortable. It is super, super comfortable. The only thing is, like, sitting out here on a day like this, it's warm. Like, you will start sweating with it on. I'm wearing it, out of respect to Robert because he sent it to me all the way from England. It was a very nice package and a very nice gift. And the fact that Robert's wearing one of my wheel burner T-shirts right now, hey, least I can do is throw a hat on. My guy, you're from Canada. Yes, I am. Don't hold that against me, though, eh? Don't hold that against me. Yes, I am. I'm out in Alberta, Canada. I've seen the plant that makes bratwurst and hot dogs. Never again will I eat exactly. I don't eat bratwurst. I hate to say this. You know what? I do like hot dogs, but I don't like the regular. I like the big Shopsies hot dogs. You know, the ones you get downtown on the hot dog carts, especially in Toronto, down around Queens Quay and down around Yonge Street. They got the carts down there. I love those, but no, I'm not a big fan of them. Disgusting. Yeah, if you knew what went into your hot dog, you probably wouldn't fucking eat it. Can USA people need a visa to come to Canada? If you want to come to visit, no, all you need is a passport. If you're going to come visit for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, whatever, no, you can come visit with a passport. If you want to live here, then yeah, you need to go through immigration. You need visas and shit like that. You need papers to enter Canada. Yeah, a passport will get you in if you're just visiting. And I think the only two stipulations right now. Is phone overheating? Yeah, it's getting a little toasty. The only two regulations right now that'll prevent anybody from coming into Canada is you cannot have a weapons charge or a drug charge. If you have either of those, they will deny you at the border. So, like, you can't be a felon like that. Do I think Canada is a good place for immigrants? Um, it's a good place for everybody. It's a good place for anybody. Immigrants, non-immigrants, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of immigrants trying to get into Canada. The list to get in is more than they're letting in right at this moment. But then again, wait till the next election, and the Liberals need another win. They'll open up the fucking gates and they'll bring the immigrants in. Parle very what? Parle very French. Parle very French. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Sorry, trying to stretch out my back. Criminal charges, right? Yeah, I think like, if you got a weapons charge or a drug charge, or like a manslaughter or something like that charge. But if you've been charged with, say, trespassing, they're not going to stop you. If you're an American, you've been charged with trespassing, or you've been charged with fucking something like that, they usually won't stop you. You can come in. I'm an immigrant too. Well, to a degree, my family probably is. My family heritage is Icelandic, Scottish, and German. So at some point or another, somebody from one of those countries came over here and started the string of my family. But am I an immigrant? No, I was born here. I was raised here. My father was born in England, but he was brought over here as a baby. He was a war baby, right? My grandmother was from England. My grandfather fought in World War II, and he knocked her up while he was over in England, and ended up bringing her back over here. But my other grandparents are all Canadian, born and raised here. Somewhere along the line, somebody from, I don't know how many generations go back, but somebody is from somewhere else. And yeah, so some degree, are we all immigrants? Yeah, we're all immigrants at some point. He's gay. Is that the best you got? Melina, come on. Is that the best you got? If you're gonna, like I said before, if you're gonna insult me, that's fine. But at least make it good. Putting the word he's gay up there just so you can see your name and your little word there, he's gay, that's not getting you anything. If you're gonna bring an insult. Make it good, right? He's homophobic. No, I'm the last person in the world to be homophobic. Trust me. I'm not gay, uh, but on the other hand, I have a very large family, and we've got gay, we've got bi, we've got trans, we got them all. We got them all in my family, and I don't treat anybody any differently. Just like you, Melina, I don't treat you any differently. I don't care what your race, your color, your gender, your fucking what you identify as. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You're a fucking person. You deserve that respect, and I'm going to give it to you. You, on the other hand, don't have that, right? You don't have that. So try a little harder. Try a little harder. Be a better person if you can. But if you can't, that's fine. Bring your insult. I'm happy to sit here and read your fucking insult, and then you know what? Don't be surprised if I come back at you with a nice little insult as well. Can you defeat Melina, sword, sword of Nikolai? I don't. You know what? I don't need to defeat anybody. I identify as a balloon. That means you've probably been blown a few times, haven't you? You like the cap? Thank you very much. Courtesy of Robert Tyke Trucking. Chrissy, I identify as a French fry lover. Well, you know what? Right at this moment, I'm identifying as a coffee lover, and I'm about to light that cigar back up. So, what did I do? You said I was gay, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. Would it be a problem if I was? I'm not, but if I was, would it be a problem? Why should anybody care what anybody else's sexual orientation is? I don't judge anybody in my family, like I said, whether they're gay, bi, straight, trans. We've got them all in my family. I don't judge any of them. I love them all the same, and they're all afforded the same respect and courtesies as I would anybody else. So why would it be any different? Why should it make a difference whether I'm gay or whether I'm straight or whether I identify as a fucking, I identify as a bag of copy, you know? Your wife is sweet. You know what? Mine's fucking. I'm one of those. I'll be honest with you, romance skunky. I'm married way out of my league. Well, I'm not married right now. She's my girlfriend, but technically we'd be common law, right? But I'm way out of my league. Right? People see me and Victoria walking down the street, and they're shaking their heads, going, "Oh fuck, what did he?" He's either got this or he's fucking one or the other, right? I'm one of those. I am way out of my league with my woman. I identify as a cloud. There you go. Hippie, it's water-based paint. There you go. Nuremberg 2028. All MAGA members are invited. They call me Mandingo. Yeah, now you're lying. Now you're lying. Near Rock. Have you ever seen the serial number on a condom? I bet you haven't. Have you ever seen the serial number on a condom? Obviously, because you've never had to roll it up that far. Ugh. You identify as a crayon. Well, lose the dumb balloon. Guys, I don't give a fuck what you wanna Magnum XL. Yeah, and you still never saw that serial number. So good, Brian, so good. Not bad, eh? I identify as a noose. Who you hanging today? If you wanna hang me, take a swing at it. Let me light this up. Mm. What color crayon is the real question, yeah. Now I'm being called a fascist. Alright. Extrapolate on that. Elaborate. Tell us why you think I'm a fascist. This'll be good. I'll read it, whatever you tell me why you think I'm a fascist. This ought to be good. The cap, beard, and cigar. Yep. Well, man, if you've got one of these three, get it on, get it lit, get it going, sit back and relax. Geez, man, breathe. You know what? It's very, very hard to fucking get a breath in. Well, you guys, the chat is moving this quickly, so it's hard to keep up with the chat. Watches Joe Rogan once. I watch Joe Rogan once in a while. Depends on who he's got on. Who he's got on. They have serial numbers. Damn way to make the mushrooms feel bad. Hey, man, you roll a condom up all the way up, you'll find the serial number. Obviously, he hasn't. Hi from South Africa. Good to see you from South Africa. Thanks for being here, Renee. I'm not calling you a fascist. Well, then what do you say? What are you writing the word fascist up there for? A dumb ball cap and a cigarette makes you look stupid. Alice, you're entitled to that. This isn't a dumb ball cap, first of all. It's not a baseball cap. So obviously, that's ignorance on your part. You don't know what it is. You're just calling it something. So it's not a ball cap. It's called a flat cap. Okay, and it's a traditional English hat from England. A true Englishman wears these. They're very comfortable and they're very dignified, which you'd obviously don't know about. and a cigarette. I don't know about you, but does that look like a fucking cigarette to you? So now I think you better get your eyes examined. So go get your brain checked and get your eyes checked at the same time. The cap is cool. Thank you very much. I like it. Tyson called girls. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. When I go shoe shopping, I buy three. There you go. You go shoe shopping, you buy three, do you? Okay. One for the crutch. All caps. That must be all caps. That must be Dar. No, it's not Dar. I wasn't calling you a fascist. I was answering your question. Okay. You know what? That's my mistake. Then Alice, right here live, I apologize to you. You have my apologies, sweetheart. Punk is moving slower than I spot to chat. This is small time. What did you want? Are you paying for this? Are you paying for this? Is this costing you money? Until you're paying for it, you really don't have a right to say how fast or how good or what it should be or whether it's small time, big time, professional. You're not paying for this. You're sitting there on your couch looking at it. Like, give me a break. I don't have that problem. I don't wear one. There you go. There you go. Now I do the same thing. And that's how I ended up with six kids, right? I smoke cigarettes, but now then I'll smoke a Dominican cigar. Dominicans are good. Sea salt, Dominicans make good cigars. Um, they're if you can get the Monte Cristos out of the Dominican, because if you're an American, you can't get the Cuban ones. But if you can get the Monte Cristos or the Romeos out of the Dominican, they're very good. I wouldn't say they're on par with Cuban cigars or even on par with like this is a Rocky Patel and this is from Nicaragua. But they're very good. I enjoy Dominicans very much. Show your knuckles to these haters. Michael, we don't need to do that yet. We don't need to do that yet. Alice, he farted. You guys don't know how many times I farted today. I probably farted 25 times sitting here and none of you knew about it. This motherfucker can't read. I love dyslexia. Hmm. I tell you what. I tell you what, man. If you don't like what I'm doing and you don't like the fact that you think I can't read or anything like that, go get your channel and you do this. Like, there's not a lot of people in here. I'm showing about 39 people in here. Usually, we got somewhere averaging somewhere between 80 and 100, and the chat is way faster than this. But on the other hand, if you think this is like all that easy, you go ahead and try doing it yourself. Do I have time to read every single question? I just don't. The chat moves so goddamn quick; it's just flying by. I have to pick and choose and I quickly skim what's being written. It's UK. It's behind for me. UK, well, if you're in the UK, you're about 7 hours or 8 hours ahead of me. Hey, no more caps. You're giving me PTSD. Did you participate in the Vietnam War? Hell no, man. The Vietnam War basically was from 1962 to 1972, and I was born in '69. So, no, I wasn't there. Patry, good cigar. It's not a bad cigar. The Rocky Pahels are good. They're on par. The Nicaraguan cigars are on par with the Cubans, in my opinion, and they're even a little better. And they're a third of the price. You can't go wrong with them. According to you, what's the right age to fall in love? There is no right age. You're gonna fall in love 100 times throughout your life. You are. You're gonna fucking fall in love at least 100 times throughout your life. And then eventually the day will come and the right woman will hit you for you, or the right guy, if you're a woman, will hit for you, and that'll be the one you settle down with. I'll spend my money on a Mac 10 with a transfer, then cigars. FRTs are gay. On a Mac 10? All who hates. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Read my message or I will leave. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. Hey, how are you? Good. Neighbors are chasing their cat through the back of the complex here. Read my message or I'll leave. Um, 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 See ya. I'm just quickly, there we go. Hi, my name is Barry Quanell. Barry Quanell. There you go. Nice name. I hate Seg Sauer, USA. The M18 is PSYOP. Sig Sauers, they're not bad. Sig Sauers aren't bad guns. Now, being Canadian, we have a tough time. I'm not saying tough time getting them. That's a lie. I can get anything up here. Like from where I am right now, I can go 45 minutes or 45 miles into Calgary and I can buy just about any weapon I want with ammunition, legal or not. It's available to me. Am I supposed to have it? Absolutely not. I am not supposed to have it in Canada. We're not allowed to have handguns, autos, semi-autos. We are limited to a very short list of hunting rifles of what we're allowed to have. But that just because we don't have them doesn't mean we're not. Just because we're not supposed to have them doesn't mean we don't have them. So wait for the hair to grow. Oh my god. Dude, I gotta take care of this. This actually, when they do this, they shave the head too. Robin, if you've never had a professional manicure, like have your face done, like you got to find a guy, and they do the hot cloth, and they do the shave cream and the lotion, and then they use everything on me is with a straight edge razor. So then they cut it and bring it all down, and then you do all under here, and they shave your neck, and then shave your head, and it takes about an hour for them to do it. And talk about being pampered. If you've never had that done, Robin, go get it done. I'm off to make some apple. There you go. Please, sir, I need a job. Frank, I can't help you with that. I'm retired. I don't even have a job. Hmm. Take your ball cap off. It's not a ball cap. How much tax on average house in Canada? You know what? I'll be honest with you. It's a ridiculous amount. Taxes here in Canada, there's not just 1 or 2 set taxes, right? Like, we have our provincial tax, and then we have our federal tax. But it's what those taxes are applied to, and then we have our income tax. So there's, like, the 3 or 4 major taxes. But the way those taxes are applied, it's applied differently to every single person depending on the province you live in, the city you live in, the municipality you live in, um, what your job is, how much money you make, how much money you don't make, how many people live in your house. It's almost impossible to determine to say the average household. The government comes up with these numbers. I don't have a clue how to do that. Have I ever seen a what? A shaved beaver, 65 plus is not the same as a 27. Um, I've never seen a 65 plus shaved beaver. What are tariffs like? Um, Tariffs aren't good for anybody. The Americans, Crumpy Trump tariffed the shit out of Canadian steel and Canadian lumber and Canadian this and Canadian that. And basically, at the end of the day, you ended up hurting the Americans end up hurting themselves. Because, yeah, we had to pay the tariff to get it across the fucking border, but then that tariff got put on the price of the fucking goods and services. So now the people in the United States that are buying those, you guys are paying that tariff for us. We're just passing it on to you because the cost of that is now 20% more. So did it really hurt Canada? To a degree, but it hurt the Americans more. Trump put those tariffs in place and it didn't work out. He put those tariffs in place to fill the coffer, right? The Federal Reserve, the federal bank was empty, was broke. Okay, so he put those tariffs in place, trying to get some quick cash into the bank, and it didn't work. I hasn't affected prostitution. No, yeah, tariffs have not affected prostitution or weed or drugs or firearms. We in the raw USA shot a rocket into space. Rock for $100 billion, just ridiculous. Yeah, what you spend your money on is a little ridiculous. I'm sure that the American government and the Canadian government could spend their money a little more wisely within the country and take care of a lot of the problems that both countries are having. Homelessness, joblessness, take care of your seniors, definitely take care of your military veterans. All of that could be covered with the money that both countries have sent overseas to other countries. I know in Canada for sure. Okay, all of those things could have been taken care of. We could have fed every homeless person, found them housing. We could have jobless. There'd be no jobless. Every military veteran would get the fucking appropriate care and help that they need. Every single one of them. Um, it's ridiculous. but yet all those billions of dollars went overseas. Americans are no different. Greetings, my north of the border brother. How you doing, Buck Brown? Good to see you, brother. I'm gonna wind this up shortly. I'm just gonna have a couple more puffs on this and finish this cup of coffee. Good to see you though, Buck. You got it, eh? Damn. The cat escaped, and she had to, the lady two doors down, her and her daughter had to actually go. She sent her daughter back to the house to grab a chair because the cat ran up a tree. And she actually, I'm just sitting here watching her. She actually went up the tree after the cat, and she got it back. So I'm not that dedicated. My cat goes running up a tree. I'm not chasing up. Eventually, it'll get hungry. Your healthcare is ridiculous too. Our healthcare is ridiculous too. It is. It is. I don't know how the Americans. I don't know how you guys sustain yourselves with your healthcare. How you guys, it explains why there's a lot of unhealthy people and a lot of people that needing medical help in the U.S. but don't get it. I don't know how you do it. Damn, a short one today. I don't know. What have we been at this? We've been at this 2 hours. We usually average about 4 hours, but today, it's Sunday. Let's have a short one today. Oh, Canada, our home of the native land, true patriot love. Oh, wow, Joshua. Now you're singing the national anthem. Don't. Your big cigar. This is a decent cigar. This is a number six. This ring is a number six, so it's a big cigar. Making bets. Homie is in Saddletown. Nope, I'm just outside. I'm about 45 miles east of Saddletown. Is Vancouver Island good to live? No, it's full. It's full. You don't want to live there. You can't. Nobody can afford to live there. I couldn't afford to live there if I wanted to. Is it nice to go there and hang out and look and see? Sure. Would I want to live there? Are you out of your fucking mind? Absolutely not. Although nowadays Canada is more like New Delhi. Jolly, there's a lot. I'm not going to bullshit you. There's a lot. Is it quite like New Delhi? No, no, no. This is a blunt. No, are you kidding? If there's a fucking blunt and I smoke this, do you know what the fuck? You know how fucking stoned I wouldn't be able to get out of this chair for Christ's sake. Mm. Buckeye for life. Love your shirt. You're the first one to see it. Nobody else saw it yet. You're the first one to comment on it. Smoke meth. Be a real man. Nope. Don't smoke meth. Dude, you would not want to see me fucking stoned. Right? I'm a recovered drug addict. I was a coke and crack fiend, and I'm a recovered alcoholic. And so I drank. I wasn't even a good alcoholic. I drank shitty fucking bourbon. I drank Jim Beam bourbon, and I snorted crack and smoke. I snorted coke and smoked crack. So, um, trust me, I wasn't a good guy. Canadian weed would have him in a coma. It would. It would probably fucking comatose. Although, don't get me wrong, I love the smell of it. I don't smoke it, I don't touch it, but, several of my children, actually all of my children do, and I got no problem if you were sitting here right here beside me and you lit a joint right now or you pulled out a bong and you wanna I'll say I love the smell of it, but bull terrier, can I get a hit of the cigar? No, man, go get your own. This one's mine. Been there, done that, we're better men now. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've been drug free and alcohol free because I did it all at the same time. I came off the cocaine and the crack and the alcohol all on the same date. So I have the same recovery date of March 21st of 1993, which is approximately just over 32 years. So, and I'm a better man today than I was back then. Trust me. Although it took me a few years to get the fog out of my head and get my shit together. I'm 12. Should I take drugs? Fuck no. Give your head a shake. So crack, the same feeling as cocaine, just more enhanced. Crack is immediate. You smoke crack, and it's absolutely the high is absolutely immediate. Like it's instantly. Coke takes you a bit once it goes up your nose and gets into you. It's a different high. Coke would just fucking wind me up. Like, if I wanted to go for 3 days, like, doing what I was doing, and I just wanted to get wound up and go, absolute coke fiend. Crack is one of those that you have to continually fucking hit it. Crack is something you have to continually hit, like, almost hourly, right? You can do a decent sized rock of crack, smoke it, get your buzz, get your high, but then an hour or so later, um, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, depending on who you are, um, you're gonna have to hit another one. You do a couple lines of coke, you're good for, better part of a morning, a little bit like that. Then you top it up in the, mid afternoon, mid morning, whatever afternoon, couple more lines and some drinks, then a couple more lines, 2, 3 lines in the evening, that kind of thing. Crack is just a continual, almost like an hourly thing you got to do. Take off bald head cap. Alice, what is your infatuation with my head? There you go. Bald is sexy, and bearded is for her pleasure. Just remember that. Lasts longer and more intense. Coke lasts longer than crack does. Crack would give me a more intense high, quit more quickly. But like I said, you got to continually fucking. You've always got to have that pipe right beside you. Please, can I be a mod? No, we got. I only got 5 on this channel, and there's for a reason. The super cigar dork and the dumb ball cap. Alice, come on! I'm telling you, Alice, you need to go find something else to do today. Is there not something else you should be doing? Only drink caffeine and alcohol. Never got interested in any. Well, now I just smoke cigars and drink caffeine and Dr. Pepper. I drink Dr. Pepper by the fucking gallon. I've actually I drink so much Dr. Pepper. I've actually had to get off the Dr. Pepper for. I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in about 2 weeks. That's how much of it I drink. Let that scalp breathe. Well, Paul, we took her off. Let it go. Mm. Alice is coked out of her mind. No, she's not coked out of her mind. But Alice, behave yourself. Go find something else to do today. There's got to be somebody else that you need to be pissing off other than hanging out here. Dr. Pepper, no sugar. No, I need the sugar. Although I've had the Dr. Pepper Zero, it's not bad. It's not bad. It'll do in a pinch if you don't have regular Dr. Pepper. But I like caffeinated. Right? There's decaffeinated pop, which is the zero, and then there's the caffeinated. Right? So I kind of like the sugar. Tripping off the Dr. Pepper. No, it's been a while since I've been off the 2 weeks. Now we do have Dr. Pepper in the house, so yeah. Why do you smoke? You know what? Cigars are a delicacy. I just love them. I love the taste of them. I love the flavor changes as the cigars go through, as the burn goes through. I love the feeling of the smoke and blowing it out and get that full bodied flavor. I absolutely love it. Are you a black man? Is that a serious question? There are kids here. Yeah, no shit, eh? Why are you smoking? There are kids. I didn't ask the kids to be here, Alice. My channel is rated for 18 and over. It's appropriately rated. So I didn't ask them to be here. Uh, what you should be asking is if there's children watching, why are their parents not parenting them? It's not my responsibility to parent the kids that are watching on my channel. It's not my responsibility. I've done what I can do to try to make this as adult as possible. But if there's children watching, that's on the parents. That's not on me. Do I like bud? What, the smoking bud or the drinking bud? I no to both, by the way. Jam jams nowadays are low supervised. Well, that's just the point. And why is that my problem? Why is it my fault to be policing the people that are watching me? And I say that because I've had I've had 2 emails. One of them was from a scorching woman saying that she was absolutely appalled that her 11-year-old was sitting there watching me, and at that time, I guess I was having an off day, and I absolutely let loose with a torrent of foul language just as she happened to be going by, and she heard it coming from her 11-year-old's phone. Now she grabbed the kid's phone, right? And then went into my channel and got the email and sent me an email saying like, "How dare you?" Da 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 da. And it's like, well, it's not my job to parent you. Why are you allowing your 11-year-old to sit there on the couch and listen to this? Maybe parent. Try being a parent. Parent your children. I'm not responsible for this. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say shit, fuck, damn, cocksucker, cunt, motherfucker, slut. I'm going to say all of those fucking things. And if that offends you, you have that choice. You can leave, you can do whatever you need to do. I don't say those words on purpose. It's just part, it happens, comes out in your vocabulary depending on what you're talking about. But I'm not responsible for your children's fucking sitting there listening to me. If you really have a problem with it, send me an email and I'll make sure it goes to the appropriate complaint department. Mr. Smelly. When you smoke, it looks like you're sucking on something long and hard. How would you know? How would you know? God bless you. God bless free speech. Yeah, well, God bless free speech for what we have now because we ain't going to have it too much longer at the rate we're going. You have not even, what? You have not even 100 followers. I don't have 100 followers? I don't know. When I started the live this morning, I think I had 12,720 or something like that. So I think I got a few more than 100. Few more than 100. And that's not even a big channel by any means. My channel's still fairly small. What flavor is that? Taggart, this is a Rocky Patel. This is a winter blend. It's a newer cigar. Maybe it's been out a little while, but I have not tried it. I love Rocky Patels. This is the second one. I smoked one of these not yesterday, day before, and it was the first time I've had that winter. It's called the Winter Collection, Rocky Patel, and it's a really nice cigar. If you're a cigar burner. If you're a cigar smoker, really nice cigar. Alice, take a break. I love caramel chocolate. I like cigars where there are sweeter flavors. Once in a while, you'll get a chocolate, but I'm more of I like the earthy flavors. The creamy flavors, like you get like a nice coffee sometimes once in a while, or something like that. But this one here is started out with a nice creamy, and right now it's changed the flavors into um, it's a little earthy, so it's a sort of it's like an oak or mahogany. Like when you take burnt, like you have a nice little fire and you smell like a nice fire burning at cedar or oak. You get a distinct smell. It's a nice burnt smell that goes through. I love that. I really do. And then when you get to about where the ring is here, they usually get a little raunchy, and I love that. A lot of people don't. Usually they toss it before when they get to the raunchy part. I love me smelly, not so innocent. I die of cuteness. Oh, there you go. I'm back. My pal rang me. Well, I'm glad you're back, Robert. Good to see you. Good to see you. You're back just in time for me to just about finish off a couple more puffs on this. Mm. Had one that tasted spicy and smelled like black pepper. I've never had the black pepper. I've had Arturo. I hope I say it. Arturo Fuente is another line of cigars, and you can usually find a real good blend of spiciness through a bunch of their cigars. Not bad at all. Good cigars smell amazing. They do. They absolutely do. I love it. Same with a pipe. I also smoke a pipe with pipe tobacco. And I love if there's people smoking cigars or pipes, I will sit there all day just like this, just sucking it up. I love the smell of a good pipe. Tennessee, good to see you back. Robert just stomped some nuts. There we go. Could have been dried out and stale. No, I keep my cigars in a humidor. I've got a humidor in my house, and I actually had a humidor in my truck. So when I was trucking, I always had cigars, and they were in a humidor. My grandparents smoked pipe tobacco. I don't know. No, I don't think any of all my grandfathers smoked cigarettes. One grandfather smoked cigars, and then my dad never smoked cigars, but that jumped him, and it went to me, and I smoked cigars. I don't think anybody in my family ever smoked a pipe. I think I'm the only one that smokes a pipe. Seasons, where do I live? I'm Canadian, and I live out in Alberta. I live in Strathmore, Alberta, which is 45 miles east of fucking Calgary. What's the name of the style of the hat that you're wearing? This is an English flat cap, and this is an authentic one. This one actually flew itself over from England and managed to land at my front door. This was gifted to me by a good friend of mine, Tyke Truckin'. You look like the average man from the History Channel. Well, there you go. Thank you very much. I don't know. I don't watch the History Channel. I can't tell by looking at you that you struggle financially. Struggle financially. Are you crazy? Dude, I'm retired. I'm 55 years old and I'm retired. You do with that what you want. You agree with Charlie Kirk? I don't agree with Charlie Kirk. I don't give my opinion about Charlie Kirk. I'll say as I don't agree with Charlie Kirk. I don't disagree with Charlie Kirk. Um, the only thing I say about Charlie Kirk is regardless whether you love him or whether you're one of those that hated him, the man didn't deserve to die. Nobody on this planet deserves to die for what they're saying. And the man did not deserve to die. And that's as far as I go with this. Nice cigar smell and nice cologne makes women wet. Um, yeah, I can agree with that. You know what? My girlfriend loves the smell of a cigar. And if I got the cigar and a decent, I'm wearing the pie, which is the only cologne that I really wear. Yeah, it's pretty much panty remover, right? You got a good cigar, a good smelling cigar, a good puffing cigar, and a nice cologne. You mix those up, yeah, yeah. I don't have to try too hard for the panties to hit the floor. The instant panty remover. Are you an American? No, man, I am Canadian. Hey, man, how to cure stage fear? Stage fear? Go do it. Face your fear. Go do it. Um, One of those things in life I've never had a fucking problem with. I don't know if that's just, arrogance. I don't know. I'm not going to say that I'm arrogant because I'm not. But public speaking or anything like that is something I've never had a problem with. I've never had that insecurity. So I'm maybe the wrong person to ask. Um, but if it's like anything else in life that you have a fear of, the only or the best way to get over that fear or get around that fear is to just face it. Go do it as many times as you possibly can, right? Face your fears. The more you do it, my father used to say that to and my grandfather especially. If it's something that you're afraid of, do it until you're not afraid of it anymore. And that's the way we were raised, both my brother and me. That's just how we were raised. Have you heard about the EU's mass surveillance law proposal called chat control? EU want to break secure encryption for everyone. Um, that wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised if Canada is not too far behind on that. What's your ancestry as Canadian? JJ, I actually did several years ago. I did that ancestry.ca where you do the swab, you send it all in, and it came back. I got it back, and my ancestry it tapers off, but the main three were Icelandic, Scottish, and German. Is where my heritage is. So technically, I guess I'm a drunk Viking. Are you American? Nope, from Canada. That shirt is absolutely king. You like that? Not bad, eh? Not bad. I'm watching live in China. There you go, man. Thanks for being here from China. Is the weather cold where you are now? No, right now it's about 25 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I'm actually quite warm. I'm wearing a short sleeve and I'm wearing a pair of sweats because it was chilly when I came out this morning. But no, I could probably put on a pair of shorts, and 25 degrees Celsius has got to be somewhere in the mid 70s, maybe low 80s, somewhere around there in Fahrenheit. So Have I ever tried espresso or making your own espresso? I love espresso. The problem is I love it too much. I'll drink fucking 12 of them and get wired for sound, and my ear, the space between my ears starts picking up radio stations from Japan. One Pug in Wood Customs is hilarious too. Mm. Those three are the best to be smart, hardworking, and decent, and respectful. How many hours a day do you have in your country? Same as you. It was Gilligan's Island like that, where the tooth was picking up radio stations. Exactly. Holy fuck, are you old? To boldly go? You just showed your age, dude. You just aged yourself to be able to fucking say that. Funny as fuck, though. I don't think I will visit the US. The situation there is apocalyptic and decadent. You know what? I got no problem going into the US. I don't. It's not the US people that you should have a problem with. It's just, the politics, the government. I got no problem with the US people. I love going into the US. I got friends in the US. I got a lot of friends in the US. And in 55 years, I've probably spent almost half my life in the US. I love the US. I love the US people. I love the different variety of people. I love the different states and what you find in all the different states. I love that. Am I crazy about the politics? No. To boldly go, you're 68. I told you so. I told you so, right? I knew fucking instantly. I'm 55 and I remember that. Daily Driven Exotics is a minty thing. Is what? Is a minty as frig car channel. I've never heard of it. Most Americans for granted. I don't know. I don't know. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of Americans, and they are decent, hardworking, loving. All they want to do is go to work, raise their kids, get their kids educated, and retire with enough money in the bank that they might be able to enjoy themselves the last few years of their life. Americans. There's nothing wrong with Americans. You can sit there and go, oh well, Americans are bold and they're brash and they're arrogant and they're every country is. It just happened, there's no difference in Canada. Canada's got all that as well. The only difference between Canada and the US is Canada has 47 million people in it. The US has 350 million people in it. That's the only difference. Do we have assholes and people that behave the same as the Americans do? Absolutely, we do. There's just not as many of us. That's all. Right. This is the last time I'm lighting this. It's impossible to have an issue with American people. You can have an issue with American politics, or you can have an issue with certain religions, but you can't have a problem with American people because the American people, as a Canadian, the American people are no different than I am. They want to go to work, like I said, they want to go to work, they want to raise their kids, they want to enjoy their family. You know, they're no different than I am. Why would I have a fucking problem with that? Am I Canadian? Yeah, I'm Canadian. It's actually 38 million. There's only 38 million people in Canada. I think there's more than that. I think we're closer to 47, 45, or 47 million. The state of California has more people than the entire country of Canada. Bri, Americans are patriots. I got no problem with that. Americans are patriots. Canadians are patriots too. We just don't stand on top of our houses and scream it loud and proud. Maybe the Americans do, but good on them. Good on him. If you're an American, be proud that you're an American. If you're Canadian, be proud that you're Canadian. If you're German, be proud that you're German. Wherever you're from, be proud of where you are, but don't criticize somebody else because they're proud too. Canada's population is okay. We got Google working here 41.29 million. Okay. Still, that's just the point is, right? There's 350 or whatever million Americans, and now there's 41 million Canadians. So there's more of them. That's all. We have the same people doing the same things. There's just less of us. USA starting to go bad when they took the anthem and prayers out of schools. They did the same thing here. They did the same thing here. That was sad. How is dating in Canada versus America? Um, Taste Day Pink, nice name. Fuck, nice name. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what the dating scene is in the US or the dating scene is in Canada. Like, you know, I've got a girlfriend now and I'm not dating. Um, I've got an ex-wife. I got actually 2 ex-wives. And I never ever was really on the dating scene. I've never dated really. In between ex-wives, I liked to play the field and I enjoyed myself. And then, I'd settle down with another long-term relationship, and that's what I'm in right now. Living in Canada is almost the same as living in the US overall. Dario, it is. It really is. The only difference is that there's a more I live in a country where square mile wise, we're the second largest country in the world, square mile wise. And there's only, according to somebody, 41 million people in that country. So my country is not as crowded, it's not as populated, it's not as, there's not as much hubbub and hustle and bustle as there is in the US. So the Canadian way of life, our pace of life is a little slower than the Americans. But other than that, there's really not a big difference. You from Texas? No, I am from Canada. I care more about life goals and my integrity. Jolly, well put. So do most people. I'm not saying everybody, but keep religion out of schools. I agree with that. Keep politics out of schools. Politicians should not be able to determine what goes on in schools. Did you hear about the new option from YouTube? Hype better than likes for for your channel. I have not. I will definitely check that out. But as long as we're using likes, why don't you hit the like button? Small puffers, nice name. Saul Summer is also pretty hot in Canada. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of Americans, especially the U.S., they assume that we got snow here, 365 days a year, and that we live in igloos. And I have a pet penguin, and I take my polar bear for a walk, and we all wear sealskin jackets. And no, no, we don't. Right now, the summers in Canada are equivalent to what you guys have in the States, with the exception of like Arizona or say Florida, like that kind of place. But like our average temperatures up here in the summer are no different than you guys have down there. The only difference is in certain areas, our winters are harsher, right? So we go through our winters are a little harsher. But other than that, there's nothing else. No other difference weather-wise. Well, as somebody said something, I just want to catch that. People are and will always be divided by class that more by class than nationality. You know what? Um, I can agree with that, but it's wrong. I agree with what you're saying. I agree that that's how more people are classified by class than by. Um, but I agree with what you're saying. But do I agree with it? That that's the way it should be? No, that's wrong. That's wrong, but it's impossible to correct because those that are in the upper class and the upper echelon, you think they're going to give that up just to make people like you and me happy? Absolutely not. You're not following protocol. I have never followed protocol. I think maybe morning prayer was more about structure and routine and not so much about religion. You know what? See, Saul, you could be right. When I was in primary school, now okay, we're talking like fucking like the early 70s, right? When I was in primary school, we used to have to say the Lord's Prayer every single morning, and then that eventually stopped, and then my kids were born, and the prayers and all that were taken out. And I think you could be on point with that. It'd have more to do with structure and routine, sure, than religion. Mm. Oklahoma hit 100 and 110. That's fucking hot. That's fucking hot. We have broken 100 in Canada. It's not uncommon to hit it, but we don't hit it very often. A lot of them don't know how to tell time. That's true. Now, if you think about this, not only do they not know how to tell time without pulling out their cell phone to look at it, like if you handed them a watch, they couldn't tell you what time it is unless it was digital. But not only that, but have you ever noticed that, like, and I'll give you a perfect example. I'll use my own children as an example. Okay, my three oldest daughters can read, and write, cursive, write cursive. My three youngest daughters can read, but can't write cursive, and their spelling is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Why? Because they have autocorrect. They have a phone that's going to do it for them. They don't need to. They can get the first three letters of the word and the word pops up. They don't need to know how to spell anymore. Yeah, not all those Texas ride horses, just the ones with DUIs. You don't ride a horse, do you? I donated 800 bucks. What would you do with it? And be completely honest. If you donated $800, if you donated $800 to my channel right now, it would go to the Forgotten Angels, the charity, Forgotten Angels. Jaden, go look up the Forgotten Angels. They're out of Florida. They're a 100% nonprofit, meaning that not a single person that works there is gets a salary. They are all 100% volunteers, including the two founders, David and Cindy, and it is a fantastic charity that works with the foster system for the kids that get fostered out when they're 18 and they're no longer eligible to be in the foster homes, and they still need help with education, jobs, all that kind of stuff. Dave and Cindy have a center down there, and that's where all the money from this channel goes to. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly. People of Elwood, they'll learn just by seeing it so many times, and if they wonder about things, they'll learn. I don't know if I agree with that. Small puffer. In Canada, we have home EC and stuff. I don't know what you're. Sorry, I had to jump comments because you guys again are yapping so fast in here. I can't keep track. Maybe just send it straight to the Forgotten Angels so that YouTube doesn't take a portion. Happy dude. That is a very good point. Very good point. If you send it to me, remember something. YouTube takes 30%. So if you send 100 bucks, the channel gets 70. YouTube takes 30%. If you want to send it to Forgotten Angels, go on their website. It's there. It's a fantastic charity. Send it directly to them. I don't even need to see it. There you go. To be fair, I can't write in cursive either, and I'm 42. Well, see, Saul, you know what? I can. I'm 55 and I can write cursive and I can write cursive and my girlfriend can understand what I'm writing. Which funny is because when my kids were little, if I wanted to write something to my wife and I didn't want to say something to my wife, I didn't want my kids to know, I just wrote it in cursive. They don't have a goddamn clue what I'm talking about. I'm just reading that. That's a very good point. Teaching religion as a historical reference, sure. But as a be all, no way. Absolutely agree with that. 100%. You know what? And I've never heard it said that way. Thank you for putting that in there. I've never thought of it in that way. Good on you, man. Religion to be taught as a historical fact or a reference, absolutely. Go ahead. But to teach it as this is the way and this is, to cram it down your throat, absolutely not. Don't ask for it on here if YouTube takes 30%. I'm not asking for money. Somebody just asked me if they sent money, what would I do with it? Okay, that's all I did. I would donate it. I don't recommend that if you're sending me money, send it for me to know that it's going to the Forgotten Angels, but YouTube takes it. If you want to send a fucking donation, send it to Forgotten Angels by themselves. Tyke Trucking is good enough right there. There's the website. There's the link. That'll take you right in there. And feel free to put whatever you want in there. And if I think there's a message box, you can leave a message. Tell them that Wheel Burner sent you. I don't get anything for that, by the way. Just so you know, I don't get a goddamn thing for that, and I don't want a goddamn thing for that. Dave and Cindy got their hands full down there without having to recognize anybody else. They don't know if you say writing and script. Same thing, right? What kind of cig you smoking? It's a Rocky Patel. It's a Rocky Patel winter collection. I'm Mexican. Is that okay, Edgar? Absolutely fantastic, man. Happy to have you in here. Come on in, sit down. If you're smoking Mexican cigars, light one up. If you're smoking a joint, light it up. If you got a cigarette, light it up. Whatever you're drinking, get it into you. It's Sunday morning, man. Get it into you. Ah, fuck off. Patel Indian cigar. No, Rocky Patel is not an Indian cigar. It's a Nicaraguan cigar. Edgar, I'm sorry you feel the need to ask. Yeah, you shouldn't have to ask, but that's all right. If you do, just know I don't. Again, I said it about an hour ago. I don't care what country you're from, what language you speak, what color you are, what you identify as, what your religion is. I don't care. Everybody's welcome. Come on in, sit down, relax, talk. Patel is an Indian name. It is. It is. But these cigars from Rocky Patel are Nicaraguan. I don't know. Maybe Rocky Patel's original origins are from India. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm smoking weed. Well, Edgar, get it into you, son. Light it up, spark it up, fire it up, breathe deep. As long as you're not here illegally with illegal intentions, you're welcome. Hey, man, I don't, even if you're an illegal immigrant and you're in my chat, I don't give a shit. All I ask is that you guys be respectful to each other. You say whatever you want to me. Say anything you want to me. That's all good, fine, and dandy. But just be respectful to each other. I stole your cigar. No, man. I got a guy. You know, yeah, bro. I got a guy. You need to go. You need to find a guy, and I got a guy for my cigars. I am full blown Canadian. Oh wow, I'm glad you fucking put those in the right order because if you mixed up that sentence, you could have got yourself into a little trouble. I'm full blown Canadian. Well, man, thank God. Was it Levin? Levon? Welcome in, my Canadian brother from another mother. Sit down, relax, man. My mom said I should be fine. I should find my own religion. I studied for years and found they all have their ridiculous, immoral moments. That's what I have found over the years, and I have just chosen not to. I don't believe in a religious denomination. Greetings from Tennessee, Tommy. Good to see you from Tennessee, man. Love Tennessee. Favorite trucks? Well, yeah, my favorite truck stop is in Tennessee. It's the Tennessean. Tommy, you probably know where it is. It's world famous for its ribs, and I've eaten fucking about 7,000 fucking cows worth of ribs out of the Tennessean and the mashed potatoes. Jesus first, Jesus loves you. Top one edits. Thank you very much for that. Greetings from the UK. Is that Ramiz? Sorry if I fucked up your name, man. Greetings from the UK. Hey, back at you, brother. Greetings from Canada. San Antonio, Texas. Hey, there you go, Edgar. Chrissy, ribs. Oh fuck. Notice this is the second time now I've mentioned food. Chrissy disappears. She's sitting in the background listening, but as soon as I mention food, Chrissy pipes in. Chrissy, are you not eating enough? Ribs and pizza are my two favorite foods in the world. I love ribs. I do my own ribs. I buy them. Being in Alberta, we are the beef capital of Canada. So the ribs down here are out here are very, very, very good. So the ribs are good, and I do my own ribs. And pizza is my next favorite. You give me ribs or pizza. You know when they say if you were on a deserted island and all you could eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would either be ribs or pizza. I grew up on Carlin, Kinnison, and Hicks. Uh, no one wants me say anything. You know what, Ghost? George Carlin, and this isn't my opinion, but George Carlin was talking about the state of the world and what it was going to be like, and he was doing it fucking 30 years ago. Everything, if you go back to George Carlin 25 to 30 years ago when he was doing his stand up, when he was on stage, and you listen to the shit that he was talking about, it's today. But he was talking about it. He knew what was coming 30 years ago. Sam Kinison, um, well, Sam Kinison, I had to be really stoned to listen to Sam. And Bill Hicks, I love him. But not a lot of people do because they speak their minds. Niagara Falls is jealous of the Canadian side. And show you should be. The US side in Buffalo, in New York, is absolutely fucking horrible. There's nothing to look at. If you want to see Niagara Falls, you have to see it from the Canadian side. Howdy from Alabama. Sorry. Howling Bates, howdy from Alabama. Thanks for being in here from Alabama. Free Palestine? Sure, okay. I do eat enough. I just love good ribs. Oh, okay. So at least we know Chrissy ain't starving. Do you know what it is? I've just got this shirt and the reflection, it's blocking the chat. I actually have to put my hands like this so I can see the fucking see the chat. So I apologize. You look like Brett Favre. I heard that yesterday and the day before and the day before. I've heard that 100 times. I may look like him, but I wish I had his I wish I had his paycheck. Shut up, no one cares. With a name like Diddler, and you're coming in here giving people orders? Jesus H. Christ. Do I have Down syndrome? Really? Fuck. I don't know what to tell you, right? What you get is what you get. With the comments are what they are. LFGN 2028 next president of EUU Latinos for Gavin Newsom president. Dude, I'm Canadian. That has no effect on me. I was cleaning and collecting tomatoes from the garden, listening. Well, okay, so I was more concerned that you were not eating enough and you were hungry. Chrissy, if you're not getting enough, come on up here. Victoria and I will feed you. Okay. Imagine your old dad sitting on a YouTube stream. How embarrassing. Why would that be embarrassing? Jambu, why would that be embarrassing? What's embarrassing about that? I know guys that are much older than me that have YouTube channels, and you know what? I'll watch them. Usually, there's an edge of wisdom that you'll find somewhere. May not be everything that comes out of their mouth, but every once in a while, you might pick up a little bit of wisdom and knowledge. Maybe your fact and problem is that you think you fucking know everything and you've got nothing left to learn. Yeah, I'm just saying. You want to make a comment like that, I'm gonna comment back on it. Um, Open your mind instead of your mouth. Had to buy 90 gallons of oil this week. What'd that cost you, man? What's your opinion about Diddy? Don't have one. Don't give a shit. Say hi to California peoples. Okay, hi California peoples. Uh, you are doing nothing wrong. Not in my eyes. I'm not doing anything wrong. But you know the way it is, Doc. You can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. And you know what? If you're and the way I look at it is simply this. You know what? As long as they're picking on me, they're leaving somebody else alone. So there you go. Throw a positive spin on it. I see a touch nerve, mission accomplished. That wasn't a touch nerve. That was just a rebuttal to what you said, right? That's all that was. Central Valley, California. Doc, welcome in. Dr. Gary. Ribs, steaks, or Cajun seafood boil are top three choices. There you go. Ribs, a steak, absolutely. Being Albertan, we love our steak and our ribs. The Cajun seafood boil. I've been to New Orleans a dozen times, and I've been in Louisiana and had some of the best. It's not my thing. You gotta have it. You gotta acquire a taste for it. It's not my thing. It's good. I ate it, enjoyed it, but it wouldn't be on my top list of top three. Goodbye. All right, I'll see you later. Scroll on. Grandpa on fans only would be embarrassing. That might be a little tough to watch, but smoking a cigar is not like a cigarette to the guys whose dad died from lung cancer. Mine did too, but you don't inhale a cigar. Well, that's a good point. You know, I know what you mean. Yeah, it costs 2,300 bucks. Ike, Ike, that sucks. That hurts. No problem, Doc. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a fascinating phenomenon to witness. I don't have a goddamn clue what you are talking about, man. Sorry. Cigars are great. Well, they beat what's in second place. Let me tell you that, Doc. I've been smoking cigars. Like I said, I'm 55 and I've been smoking cigars since my early 20s. But I do smoke cigarettes, but I've been off and on the cigarettes. Like I've gone a couple of years smoking cigarettes, then I get off them for 8, 9 years, then got back on them for a couple more years, then get off them for a couple. So cigarettes are one of those go-to crutches, I guess. But cigars have always been a staple. Cigarettes suck. You know what? God, I love cigarettes. I love cigars. Don't get me wrong. I love a good cigar. I even love a bad cigar. Give me a cigar, I love them. But these are nice cigars. These are Rocky Patels. These are pretty good. But I do like smoking cigarettes. I don't know what it is, Doc. I do. I love smoking cigarettes. Published book author of 70 different stories. Okay. Charles says, "Hi, good to see you. Tobacco is interesting. It is in a cigar, not so much in a cigarette. Love cigars and pipes. Well, you know what? I smoke pipes too, but it's awful hard. Pipes, you can't do this and smoke a pipe because a pipe, you're constantly lighting and lighting. Cigar, I can keep this going if I stop yapping long enough, and a cigarette is different. But I love smoking a pipe, and I do smoke a pipe. I love smoking cigars, and obviously I smoke cigars. And unfortunately, you know what? I do smoke cigarettes. I don't push that on anybody. I don't endorse it. That's just me. That's why you look 70. S90, I do not look 70. You're lying. I do not look 70. I smoke a pipe a lot. Yeah. It's almost, I remember, the old guys that used to, when I was young, the old guys that used to smoke a pipe, it almost made them look distinguished. I'm not saying they were, but it made them look like it. Dunning-Kruger effect can cause the ankle to twist and gives you headaches. Then I don't have that. How much is the gas there? Sierra gas right now is $1.37 a liter. So I don't know if you're an American, I don't know how much that is a gallon. There's 3.79 liters to a gallon. So take $1.37 and multiply that times 3 times 7, 3.79, and that'll tell you how much it is a gallon. Cigarettes get you addicted. Dr. Gary, cigars get you addicted. There is the equivalent to one pack of cigarettes worth of nicotine in this one cigar. And even though you don't inhale the smoke, you still get the nicotine. The pores on the inside of your mouth absorb the nicotine. And that's so cigars are very addictive, very, very addictive. Cigarettes have 100 addictive chemicals in them. I agree. You just can't unless you're rolling your own, unless you've got like your own tobacco and you're rolling your own with your own rollies. And most of the chemicals, I think, in cigarettes, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I would say probably in the filter alone, right? It's the effect of most ignorant people being the most confident, referring to rude comments. I'll be honest with you. What it is the rude comments are usually kids or just some fucking loser sitting in his mom's basement in his tidy whities, and all they're doing is they come across my stream or a YouTube stream, and all they're interested in seeing their name and their comment, and then they can get a Woody. They get themselves a boner, and it's like, oh, look at my name. I saw my name and my comment, and he read it, and that's all it is. And they figure the ruder the comment, the funnier he it is. It really to me, it makes no difference. It really doesn't. Pipes take some work. They do. They do. And they take a little to learn to pack them properly, dude, it took me like fucking months, probably months to learn to pack a pipe properly with the tobacco and once it's going and get it and then light it and it took me a while. My grandpa is 80 and he looks like you, and your grandpa looks fucking fantastic. Let me tell you, your grandpa is killing it. Beautiful African country. Not around here, it ain't. Cigars are tobacco on the whole leaf cigarette, and whole leaf cigarettes are pumped with chemicals. Um, Agreed. I'm not disagreeing. I listen, man. I'm not saying that cigarettes are good. I'm not saying cigars are good. I'm not saying fucking pipes are good. It's just this what I do. Right? That's what I smoke. I don't condemn it, but I don't endorse it either. If you don't like cigarette smoking, you don't like cigar smoking, and you don't agree with it, that's fine. You have that right. But I do have the right to sit here and smoke a cigar and smoke a cigarette, and you know, can confirm. Just joined this man doesn't look 70. No, I'm not looking 70. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Um, Sometimes I feel 70. You look like my pet rabbit that died in a car crash and my fish drowned. Dang. Now that's an insult. That is an insult. I love it. That is good. That is good. If everybody can come up with an insult like that, that's pretty good, man. I have over 200 YouTube videos being created for my account right now. Mr. X, good luck with that. Get it done. Um, I create what I don't do a lot of content anymore. I just mostly do lives. But I've got, on my channel, you go back on this channel, back to the early, I think in late 2021 when this channel started. You can go back and I've got a shit ton of content on here. But eh, what's your opinion on cannabis concentrates and dabs? You know what? I got no problem with cannabis of any way, shape, or form. I don't smoke it. I don't partake in it. Like I said before, I'm a recovered drug addict, so I don't mess around with weed of any kind or pot or any kind or cannabis of any kind. But I have no problem with anybody that does. My children, my kids all partake in it. My girlfriend's been known to take a hit once in a while. I got no problem. To me, cannabis or weed is on the same par level as having a drink. If you're old enough to drink it, you're old enough to smoke it. Don't inhale. Yeah, yeah. Who said that? I think cannabis is okay if used for medicinal purposes, such as an older lady suffering from very terminal illness. Again, Mr. X, I got no problem with that. You look just like Marvin Haymair, the guy in Granby, Colorado, who built the killdozer. I don't think so. Mm. Yeah, but I never got addicted to cigars. You know what, Gary? Doc, I did. I am right. If I come off of cigars, if I stop smoking cigars, I go through withdrawal. Now I smoke cigarettes, so that kind of curbs that. But when you think about it, this one cigar is equivalent to a full pack of cigarettes worth of nicotine, right? So if you smoke, say, two of these a day, that's like pounding two packs of cigarettes worth of nicotine into your body. And if you come off that, you do go through withdrawal, even if you're smoking cigarettes. Stop smoking, it's bad for you, mate. Well, you know what, Alex? You're right. It is. But there's a list of shit as long as my arm that's going to kill me long before cigarettes did. I could stop and never had a craving. You know what? You've got it then. You know, I'm a drug addict, a recovered drug addict, and a recovered alcoholic. So I don't have that ability. When I find something that I like, I go right at it, and the more the better, right? One is too many, and 100's not enough. And it's the same with cigars. So 77 likes, not too bad. No, we're down to 76. Somebody took a like back. Who did that? Cigarettes got me very addicted. Well, it's the same thing, you know. I inherited my great great granddad's pipe, and I've smoked his pipe from 1860. That I would like to. You know what, Robert? That's the other thing. When I come over there, I'm going to be bringing you some cigars, some good ones. I'm going to be bringing the pipe, and I'll bring you some Canadian cigarettes. I'm going to be there for a month, so I'm going to have to stock. I'm going to have a suitcase for my luggage. Victoria will have a suitcase for her luggage, and then I'm going to have a suitcase for all my smokes. You can get some great flavors in pipe tobacco. You can. Here you can. In Canada, you get some really good flavors. There's no shortage. And if you're willing to experiment, you can really come up with some really good flavors. Cigarettes are for women. Cigars are for men. Well, I smoke them both, and I'm a man. What about crack smoking? Slim Jim, I've done it, been there, wore the t-shirt, wore it out. Like I said, I'm a recovered coke and crack addict. So I loved crack. Absolutely loved crack. You know what it was? The high with crack is fantastic, and I loved it, and it was instant. But more than that, you know what it was? Right here. It's that little sweet flavor you get right there. No other drug gives you that. There's a little sweet flavor that you get right at the back of your throat, right in there. And I chased that for years. Loved it. Loved it. What do we wait? What's that? Oh, wait. Are we insulting you? No, Aaron, you're welcome to insult me, but you give it a try. Don't if you don't want to. I love Blue Note pipe tobacco. Up here, our pipe tobacco is usually done by flavors. Um, Actually, Gary, hold on 1 second, because my pipe and my tobacco are right here. And I'll grab it for you. Hold on a second. Oh, my ass. I've been sitting in that chair too long. You guys are fucking killing me. Oh. So in Canada, like our cigarettes, we're not really allowed to have a lot of advertisements, right? Um, so what they've got is in Canada, they hit you with the fucking warning labels, right? And then they put a real gross picture of some guy on there that's lost his whole face due to smoking. But this flavor here of tobacco is Mr. B's Georgia Sunshine. And now this one hasn't been opened yet. This is a new one. I just got this one. I have not tried this flavor yet. This is a new flavor that I'm going to try probably this afternoon. But Mr. B's is a line up here of pipe tobacco. So it would be Mr. B's, Georgia Sunshine. Then there would be Mr. B's, something's out of the street, or Mr. B's. It's really actually really good. And there's the old pipe right there, right? There's the old nothing fancy, nothing out of the ordinary. Just a simple fucking pipe. Um, you know, I just put a new filter in her, so she's ready to go when I'm done here. It would be impossible with this wind right now to light a pipe. Do cigars help you poop? I don't know. I don't have any trouble with that, so I would have to say maybe. I'm so high. Well, get it into you. I smoke 3 packs of black and mild every day. I bet you your lung feels fantastic. Yes, but I never inhale. Other, I sure I would have been addicted. Uh, Again, like I said, cigars. Do you may not be inhaling the smoke, which is saving your lungs, but you are getting the nicotine. You're lowering your lifetime. Burnt toast. Think about this, okay? You guys are a bunch of yous are in here saying, "Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke." And I've given you this example before. You took your light back because you're running low. That's all right. Take it back. Here's the example I'm going to give you. Okay, um, as simple as this: the number one killer of Americans in the United States. What is it? It's diabetes. Right? Diabetes is the number one killer of fucking or forms of variations of diabetes is the number one killer of people in the United States. It's not cigarettes, it's not cancer, it's not Alzheimer's, it's diabetes, right? Now there's a bunch of people on here going, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. But for example, if I was to sit here right now and open a king size Mars bar or Snickers bar and start eating it, nobody would tell me don't eat the chocolate bar. Not one of yous, right? Not a single person in here would say, oh, don't eat that chocolate. People would probably be going, hey, give me a bite of your chocolate bar. But yet, diabetes kills more people in the United States a year than smoking does. So, just something to think about, right? Crack is amazing. LOL. I was more a coke guy as I was a social user, but I literally went broke in 6 months. A good paying finance job, no less, then meth. Now it's drinking. Well, Manton, I was a coke fiend first, crack second. Uh, Alcohol was always in the mix, regardless what I was doing, smoking crack or doing coke. I didn't have problem sustaining my coke habit because I wasn't paying for it. If you know what I'm saying, I didn't pay for my own Coke. So without me coming out and telling you how I got my Coke, I've already told you how I got my Coke. I never paid for my Coke. At least you have that for when the cigar is done. There you go. Right? Hemp makes lazy people screw up their jobs. They come in late. Hemp is all right. I used it a few times, not every month. Pipes are a trip of themselves. I love smoking a pipe. I like to smoke a pipe, believe it or not, right after dinner. Right after dinner, when I've just finished dinner, you've relaxed, you put the clean up, you put the dishes away, come out back and just sit back here. Got a beautiful evening. Have smoke a pipe. Love it. I smoke pipe tobacco to my lungs. Samuel, I don't. I do pipe tobacco like I do a cigar. It gets into the pores, but I don't. Hamburgers? Question mark. Love them. I got the nicotine, but not enough to get addicted. Well, I'm a man, then you're not smoking them hard enough. Get it into you, man. What are you waiting for? I'm back, sir. Well, I'm glad you're back. Anybody have $20? I'm really hungry. Um, why don't you have $20, Paige? Tell me why you don't have $20, and if it's a good enough reason, I might send you 20 bucks. Comparing chocolates to cigarette is insane. Chocolates are good in moderation. Smoking isn't. Yes, but chocolate or candy or sweets are a main source of diabetes. It's not insane. It's just a comparison. I'm not saying eating one chocolate bar is bad. It's not. It's like smoking one cigar is not bad. But if you are a fucking diabetic, you're going to die before I will with a cigarette smoker. Mm. There we go. Mm. How old am I, William? I'm 55. What kind of Hoosier? What kind of cigar is this? This is a Nicaraguan. It's a Rocky Patel. There it is. There. This is a winter collection. It's new to me. Smoked my very first one of these. I love Rocky Patel and I love Alec Bradley. They're Nicaraguans. The Nicaraguans, Hondurans are now making cigars that are better, if not better. They're on par, if not better, than Cubans. This is a cigar that I've not tried. I only tried the first winter collection. I've always smoked Rocky Patels, but the winter collection is the this is the second one I've had. I had the first one the other, and it is a really nice cigar, and it won't break the bank. Hoosier, it won't break the bank. This is like, well, my price on this is about 21 bucks. If you go to a cigar shop, you're probably closer to about 35 bucks. But if you go on if you want like a Cuban Monte Cristo or something like that in Canada, you're upwards of $60. Jose, look at all the drinks out there. They all have lots of sugar. That's done on purpose. You're goddamn right it was. Bro, who's your favorite rapper? I don't have one. Weed is for bums. Well, I can't say that. Like, I know lots of people that smoke weed and they're just fine. First time seeing your channel, did you just say yuns? Nope, I didn't say that. I used to get cheap corn cob pipe from the bookstore and a flavor of tobacco called Golden Cavendish. I've never heard of Golden Cavendish. And you know what? I would love one of those old, authentic, like the corn cob pipes. Right? I think I would love one of those. This is actually my second one. This one's actually fairly new. Um, because they only last so long, right? Because the ones I get are wood. I like the old wood stuff. So they only last so long, and then eventually they'll crack, and then you got to replace them. Thomas Abell, I'm 55 years old. I love the fentanyl. It didn't. I too didn't have to pay for it. Yeah. Not to mention how big profitable the insulin business is. There you go. See, there's good and bad, and there's we can talk about what the things are going to kill you, what isn't going to kill you, what's good for you, what's bad for you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. You can get all of that in the form of a pill, a liquid, or a tobacco or something like that. Hello from Nepal, man. You are a long way away in Nepal. I'm Canadian. I'm from Canada. I'm 63 years old, smoke 3 plus cigars a day, and my doctor is dead. Essay, that is fucking awesome. My doctor is dead. Okay, man. Don't trademark that, okay? 'Cause I'm not gonna use that. That is fucking awesome. Uh, Jack, it looks like a cool cigar. It's not a bad cigar. It's very yummy. Have I tried vapes, Paul? Yeah, I vaped for years. I vaped for years. Wasn't a big fan of it. Uh, our Rocky Patels are wonderful cigars. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're like I said, they're on par with the Cubans now. I like them, and the price point is much better. I just realized I've never smoked a cigar except like the knockoff ones. Maybe I should get into it. Is it an expensive habit to get into? I already smoke cigs and vape. Well, if you're going to get into cigars, you might want to give up either the cigs or the vape. It's not cheap. Like I said, these are Canadian funds. I pay $21 to $24 for this, but to go to the store and get it, you're going to probably somewhere be about $35. So be prepared. If you're going to smoke one of these in a day, be prepared to light $35 on fire and throw it out the window, right? And if you smoke two or three of them, then you're upwards of $100 a day. You're throwing out though, you're burning and throwing it out the window. So be prepared. You might want to give up a couple other things. Karen's in the house. Good to see you, Karen. A little late this morning, or actually this afternoon. It's 12:09 for me here, so it's just after 2 o'clock for you. Damn good to see you, sweetheart. Cubans pumping out cigars when Cuban people don't have food on their table. Um, Good point. Good point. I've been to Cuba several times. Love going to Cuba, but there is a sadness to it when you get off of the resort and you get out onto the island and you see the conditions. It's not always the nicest. There is some sadness to it. Stop smoking weed. I don't smoke weed. CIO makes great cigars. Funny enough, the main blender that gets the all these cigar manufacturers have like almost like a chief blender or a chief what do you call those? Like in with liquor, they're called mixologists or but anyway, CAO, the top guy there, actually wanted to introduce a couple of new cigars, and CAO said no. He actually left. He went down to Florida and he started his own. And what the hell are they called? He's got 2 or 3 different cigars. One of them is I think they're called Miami Blacks and Miami Whites. One's a smoother, one's a harsher cigar. But he did really, really well. He also had a hand in making Metallica's cigar, because they've got their own cigar, Metallica, and it's called Blackened, and he had a hand in that blend as well. Smart, smart little bastard that guy is. Hello from, Mizoram. Stop hating on weed, lame nobody's hating on weed. I got no problem with it. Ah, I'm from Southern California. Bad karma. Good to have you in here from Southern California. Thanks for being in here. Thanks for popping in. Good afternoon from Puerto Rican, USA. I hope you're doing well. Joey the Roach, nice handle, man. Love the name. Um, we're doing okay today. It's Sunday. We're chilling. We're just relaxing, having a cigar. I just finished my coffee. Um, I ain't got a whole lot going on today. Actually, I'm later this afternoon. I'm going over to my brother's place. I'm gonna hang out at my brother's place for a couple of days, so I might do a couple of lives from over there at his place. But other than that, I got nothing going on today, man. I'm just relaxing. What's your idea of the conversation of Alberta joining the USA? I don't think that's going to happen. It's not gonna happen. I think Alberta will separate from Canada, become its own, not country, but be on its own, um, before it'll join the United States. It's not in Alberta's best interest to join the United States. The US would love to have us, but it's not in our best interest to do it. Now if Alberta separates from the rest of Canada and is a standalone province, Um, I really hope it doesn't happen because I'm Canadian, and obviously I'd like to see my country stay intact and stay the way it is. But if it did happen, I wouldn't bat an eye. And if you're a Canadian and it happens, you may want to be here when it does because getting into Alberta after it happens and we're a separate entity is going to be awful hard. Waving a hand from Texas. Man, thanks for coming in from Texas, Peter. Hi, Lone Star. There you go. Free for Palestine. All right. I prefer cigars. If you could like take a hit or two and then chill for an hour and then hit again. Feels like I'd be wasting the cigar though. Well, you can do that, but it's not necessarily good to keep relighting a cigar. You fuck up the flavor on it. You do. Like you've seen me relight this thing, what, 3, 4 times now? That's not how you're supposed to really smoke a cigar. Oh, you've been here for a while. Missed you earlier. Hello. I'm late because I finally got full night's sleep and getting 2 hours a night for a month. Oh, Karen, that's fantastic. Full night's sleep. I bet you needed that. What did you consider a full night? Did you get 8, 10 hours? Hopefully. Archangel, love the cigar. Thanks, man. If you got one, light it. Have I seen those semi-naked Cuban ladies rolling the cigars? Pike, I haven't. I haven't seen that, but I've seen it done. If you go to Cuba and you leave the resort, and you maybe take an excursion up to one of the mountains or whatever like this, you will find little areas of places on the mountain where people have it set up, and it's almost like a shack. And you can actually stop and get off your tour or whatever you're doing, and go, and you can watch how they roll them. They hand roll them, and they're not like basically they're not like Monte Cristos and they're not Romeos. They are just hand rolled cigars from some this little family of Cubans, and they're fucking good. But have I seen the semi-naked Cuban ladies doing it? No, I haven't. You want to go to Cuba, Robert? You done play that Mob Deep Quipestone? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I listen to all types of music when driving. My favorite country, then rock. There you go. Hack you. If your wife cheated on you with Diddy, would you fight him or your wife or call the police on them? If Diddy, well, first of all, my wife wouldn't touch Diddy with a 10-foot fucking pole. Um, and if Diddy was in my house right now, um, well, it wouldn't be good for Diddy, put it that way. And we wouldn't be calling the police. The police don't need to know where the body would be. Bring me a Cuban back then. Ryan, I'll bring you back a Cuban. What are you talking the Cuban woman or the Cuban fucking cigar? I can only bring you one or the other. I can't bring you both. What would you do if your kid was gay or trans? I would love them. I don't care. Coca, who cares? I would love them. My only concern in life as a father is to make sure my child is happy. Period. If you're gay, fine. Are you happy? Good. Are you trans? Are you happy? Good. Fantastic. That is my only concern as a father. All of my kids have grown up. I've got 6 daughters. The oldest is 33, the youngest is 23. They are all out on their own. They've all got college and university educated. And in my family and the scope and I've got a very large family, not just with my children, but with cousins and everything like that. We've got them all. Toka, we've got them all. We've got gay, straight, bi, trans, you name it, it's fucking here. You name it, it's here. And you know what? It makes no difference and makes no bearing on me whatsoever. If my child is gay, straight, trans, bi, fucking, I don't care if they identify as a fire hydrant. My job as a father is to make sure that that child is happy. As long as that child is happy, I don't care. That's all any parent wants for their children, be happy and successful. Well, it's all any parent should want for their children. I want my kids to be successful. I can't make them successful. That part's up to them, right? I've done my part as a father. I've raised you, done my best to get you the best education possible. But once that is done, It's my part of as a father is finished. I'm now here for you to lean on. I'm not here to do anything for you as a father. So your happiness is what's most important to me. I'm trans and my mom threatened to disown me. Well, that's your mom and beat you. Well, again, that's your mom. You know what? That's sad, and I'm sorry that people have to go through that, and that's not uncommon. This is the same take on LGBT stuff, yet somehow in this hateful world, it is controversial. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Really, there should be no controversy in it, right? There should be zero controversy in this. LGBTQRSTL, whatever fucking letters there are on the end of that, there should be no fucking controversy. The only thing, and this is the only thing, and you see I'm smiling, so the only thing about the LGBTQRST community is why do you guys get a month? Right? Right? Why do you guys get an entire fucking month? I never got that. But either way, I don't give a fuck. I could care less. Right? Like I said, we've got them all in my family. My daughter is married to a trans, and is the most important thing in my life, in my mind, is my daughter happy? My daughter is very happy. My daughter lives very comfortably. She does very well. She's doing very well in life. She is exceptionally thrilled. The fact that she's married to a trans and her wife, and that's her wife. Why do I have a say, and why should I have a care in that? They're happy. That's all it should be. It should mind your own business and be happy for people. Sam Hanschker, what's up, bro? Well, we're just talking. I asked the trans, when did you find out? After some teacher told you? Archangel, that's a whole nother fucking discussion. That's a whole nother discussion. It really is. I truly believe, and again, this is just my opinion. My opinion. That doesn't belong in the schools. That kind of education doesn't belong in the schools, right? Teachers should not be educating students on what they are. Children will know and find out what they are and who they are eventually in time in life. You don't need to be fucking told at 5 years old that these are your options. You don't. Again, that's just my opinion. You can hate on it or you can agree with it. That's fine. I'm entitled to my opinion, just like all of you. Well, there's an organization behind the curtains finding that organization, and many like them. The number is it's unfathomable. Funding. I knew what you meant. Funding that organization, and many like them. Are you a Democrat? No. The whole month probably has to do with how recent the whole broader movement is. You know what? You could be right. I was saying that in jest. I don't give a fuck if they have a month. What do I care? You got a month? Whatever. You wanna run around the streets yelling, "We're here, we're queer," get used to it, knock yourself out. I lose no sleep over it. I don't care. The only one I have a problem with is trans for kids, giving them puberty blockers. They're not no, that's what we're talking about, Robert, right? That's what we're talking about, okay? There's no place for that in schools. There's no place for that in education. A child will eventually know their place and know who they are, what they are, how they feel eventually. You don't need to fucking give them a choice at 5 years old. Hey, these are your options. Are you out of your fucking mind? And puberty blockers, that's assault, Robert. As far as I'm concerned, if you are in a school system, okay, or you are, you've got parents, and at 7 years old, those parents are going to the doctor saying, "My child thinks he's a trans or thinks he wants to be a female or a male or whatever." And that doctor is willingly, openly going, "Okay, well, we're going to give you puberty blockers." To me, that's assault. Doctor and parents should be held responsible for that. What's up, everyone? Old school trucking. Damn good to see you, man. Sorry, man. I don't know what the fuck you walked in on. Party of Murder. Mom's Demand Full Auto. I love that name. What's your age? Muhammad, I'm 55. In my opinion, I don't care a person's sexual preferences. I don't judge. Both my girls are bi, and I stood with them and protect them. There you go. Same thing. Exactly. No, you should care. I should care what? Why should I care? What is so important going on in the world that I should give a shit about that? You know what I should give a shit about? I should give a shit about my business. If more people spent time taking care of themselves and minding their own business, you wouldn't have time for fucking to be mixed up in everybody else's business and giving, stupid fucking opinions and hate ons and all that kind of shit. If you took care of your own self first, you wouldn't have time to be fucking out there around with it, fucking around with everybody else. But people don't do that. Nobody fucking does that. Myself included. I'm guilty of it at times as well. It is almost impossible to do. People just don't do it. But, but, you know what? If you try, at least make the fucking effort. At least fucking try. Tyke, that's an extremely rare thing and only happens with parent and doctor approval. And yeah, I agree with you. The bigger issue is people using this as a talking point to attack all trans people. And very good point. Very, very good point. It really is. Mark, damn good to see you, brother. I'm sorry. I don't know what you've stepped in when you walked in here today. This man gets it. There's hope. You know what? It's mom's full auto. You know what? It's not that I get it. It's just that I've been, at certain points in my life, I've been that guy that didn't know how to mind my own business. That was meddling in everybody else's affairs when my own house was burning down. Right? My own house. I'm not taking care of my own house. It's on fire and burning down. Yet I'm over there fucking meddling in everybody else's fucking business. At this point in my life, I don't have time for that. You know what? My priority, and it's priorities. My priorities are as such. I take care of myself and my family first, right? Myself and my family first. And that's the house that I take care of. My girlfriend comes first, my children come first, my family comes first. After that, you know what? Then you gotta be able to support yourself, so that should be your second priority, right? In some cases, some people are gonna go, "Okay, God, then family, then job, and whatever like that." This is just my priority. My priorities are my family comes first, myself, my family, taking care of my own home. And then, obviously you gotta be able to support yourself, so then that is second. Everything after that just kind of falls into place by itself. But it also has to do with minding your own fucking business and taking care of your own priorities, lining up your priorities and taking care of them. If you did that, including myself, if you did that, you'd have no time to be meddling in anybody else's affairs. We like you too. I like this white man. Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. Eric, this is a big discussion right now. You can't get tattoos until 18. I get transitioning is more than a body modification, but 18 should be the age, but accept everyone in our community. I agree. I agree that there should be, but here's see, we're about to step off a whole big fucking ledge here, Eric, and I don't want to, but I'm just gonna say this. When you start putting legal time limits, say like 18 on things, now you're involving either politics or bringing politics into it, because now there have to be laws in place. And as soon as there's a law put in place, you know that there's some fucking politician somewhere that's going to have an agenda that's going to have his greedy, grubby little fucking fingers in it. That's, and we can go further, but let's not, Eric. I don't want to. Put yourself back in the eighth grade, and now you can admit you liked it. When I was in eighth grade, it was 1984. I only know that because the album 1984 from Van Halen came out in 1984, and I was in 8th grade. I was in school. Hello, everyone. First time here. Carlos, again, I apologize for what you've stepped into. The first time my daughter seen two gay men, her father tried to pull her close to him. I told him that she was, I told him that she was safe and they would not hurt her. There you go. I was typing this whole thing about puberty blockers, but, who cares? You know what? Again, it's one of those, do I work out? I used to years ago. Um, I don't anymore. I haven't been in the gym in probably 7 or 8 years. I don't anymore. Um, and I don't feel the need to. Really, I don't. I did it because I enjoyed it, and then I got bored with it. I did it for years. Um, got myself into fairly good physical shape. But, no. No, I don't do it anymore. You love View to a Kill, Don't Be Scared. That was a good movie. Brian is secretly a trans mom. No, no secretly not secretly a trans mom. My daughter, like I said, my daughter's married to a trans fantastic person. She is a fantastic person. I will use the proper term for it. She's a fantastic person. She's married to my daughter. They have a great life. They live in Ontario. They live well, they're comfortable, and they're happy. Why should I say anything else? There is absolutely nothing else to say. That's a good point. Mr. X, if you smoke and get lung cancer, why do you accept people's tax money to pay for your medical treatment? When it could be used to help someone else that wants to do something with their life. Okay, well, why don't we look at it this way? Mr. X, I don't know what you look like, what kind of physical condition you're in. If you're carrying extra weight around, maybe you're a little chubby, maybe you're obese, I don't know. You've got diabetes. Why are you accepting tax dollars for your diabetes, for treatment for your diabetes? And when it could be used for something else, when all you need to do is go on a diet, get on the treadmill, and maybe take care of yourself. More than motley. Andrea, I'm going to be honest, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. I just hope to see what's going on, unlike you, and I'm enjoying a good cigar. Stacy and I are hanging out in Sedona, Arizona for the weekend. Attaboy. Attaboy. Mark, I just spent last week, Victoria and I spent all of last week, up in Banff and Jasper. We did Banff and Jasper. I got to spend it up there with one of my daughters and my granddaughter. I know this because I sat next to you in English. Andrea Mix, you sat next to me in English. What school were you in? In grade eight. What school were you in grade 8? I can tell you right now, you didn't sit next to me in English in grade 8. Hacking speed has a question. Knock yourself out. Cuban cigar? No, Nicaraguan. Paul, have I tried vapes? Yes. Didn't like it. Mr. XRF, I've paid for my care, so stop. That's the other thing as well, Mr. X. I'm retired. I've got a 35-year trucking career. I've paid the tax dollars. Anything that can happen to me medically, I'm covered. I've paid mine. I'm sorry for you, brother, about your daughter. Don't be sorry. Why are you sorry about my daughter? Why are you sorry about my daughter? My daughter is happy. I'm thrilled that my daughter is happy, and she's financially set, and she's financially comfortable, and she's emotionally, spiritually, and mentally happy with her choices and way she's living her life. You love Duran more than Motley Crue? I don't think so. I don't think so. Nice day over there, raining near high level. Mile, yeah, I got beautiful. It's a little windy. It's a little drafty, but I think we're in the mid 20s here. Chat is heavily censored. Don't know if the mods or if it's YouTube itself. Rodeo, it's probably YouTube. The only mod we've got in here is Tyke. And he's pretty fucking gracious on the on what's allowed and what isn't allowed. If you get out of hand and get really stupid, Tyke will stomp your nuts. But for the most part, he lets a lot of shit come through and lets me deal with it. You sat next to me too, did you? And you secretly love Durant. Woo. Tell you what. Andrea, you tell me the school that I was in grade 8. I know that I don't know you. I know that you never sat next to me in grade 8 in school in English. It's impossible. Brian, you're such a cool dude and wonderful dad, I'm sure. Can I ask you some fatherly advice? Thoughts on marriage? Is there a lot of missing context, but I'm having second thoughts about it? You know what? You're always going to have second thoughts about it. You are always going to have, there's always going to be that last moment of, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Usually more from the woman than the guy. But um, it's okay to have second thoughts. It's okay to have doubts. You know, go through the reasons why you're doing it. Don't just go, "Oh, I love her and I want to spend the rest of my life with her." What is it about this woman or guy, if you're marrying a guy? What is it about this person that is making you feel the way that you feel, that makes you want to spend time with them, that makes you want to be part of their life and then them be part of your life and then build a life together? What is it? Answer all of those, and if you can answer those questions honestly and you have a good feeling about it, then go ahead and get married. If you've answer those questions and you're going, fuck," you might wanna think about it. You acted like Motley Crue, but love Tears for Fears. Buddy, don't get cocky. I hope you're not talking about me. Oh, Brian Allen is 6 foot, weighs 145 pounds, is insulin dependent diabetic. He is retired trailer mechanic and now facing stage 4 kidney disease. Well, in cases like that, you deserve all the fucking treatment you can get. I got no problem having my tax. I'm a smoker and I got no problem with my tax dollars taking care of Alan. None. I'm back, Leela. I hate to say it, Leela, but I didn't even know you left. Next time, tell us you're leaving so when you come back, we know you're back. We don't get no support from anyone. I am the only one that's keeping him healthy and mobile. Yeah, well, you're a hell of a woman. I can't even spell the T word before my entire comment gets deleted. It's insane. Spell the T word. What, trans? Troy's Rise, good to see you. Good to see you again. You were here yesterday, I think the day before. Marriage is like chicken pox. Is something one gets over when one is young. Have you ever smoked ganj? I don't know what you consider ganj. Back in the day, we used to call ganja. We used to call weed ganja. But is there do a is there a version of ganja? Is there something I haven't smoked? Maybe there is. I don't know. Do 10 billion push-ups. You first, Grizzly Beast. Jacob the hater and troll. Look at that. Hello. Arrowman said, "Hi. Gee, where are you from, bub?" We're out in Alberta, Canada, man. I live in Strathmore, Alberta. This is God's man's country out here. Oh, please stop yapping. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Stop yakking. Marble is emotion. If I stop yapping, what are you gonna do? You'll have to scroll on. Golden Aladdin, what's going on, Brian? Damn good to see you, Rick. How the fuck are you doing? You're rolling today? Hopefully you're having a good time. You're safe. Hopefully his family's good. Did you sell the cottage yet? Are you ready to move out to Alberta? Come on, man. What are you waiting for? Uh, I'm smoking a genuine Cuban cigar. Philip, nice. Nice. I've got a couple in the house in the humidor. I think I've got one Monte Cristo left, and I think I've got a couple of Romeos in there. But I'm smoking a Rocky Patel, which is Nicaraguan. Um, and I like this. I will smoke a good Nicaraguan over a good Cuban any day of the week. What do you think we need to do to help kids dying in Gaza who are colonized and then genocide? Against humane treatment of humans, I'm going to tell you something honestly, okay? I don't I don't support that. I don't not support that. I am a true believer in taking care of one's own self first. My country sends money and sends whatever and aid and everything like that to different countries all around the world, whether it be Gaza, fucking who fucking knows? I don't know at this point how many different countries Canada and the US have thrown money at, okay? And I am very sorry that that kind of thing goes on in different countries. But I'm also a true believer in the fact that, you know what? If my government took care of our country first, if they took the $90 billion that they sent last year over to, whatever, Israel, Palestine, fucking, you know, whatever. It's just mind boggling, right? If we took all of that $90 billion and we used it in house, took care of our own homeless, our own seniors, our own military vets. If we took care of all of that, we could wipe all of that out in our own country, and then there'd be money left over. And then I say to you against humane treatment, then I say to you, fine, let's help other countries. But I believe in helping our own country first, making us a bigger, better, stronger country, and then helping everybody else get to that level as well. But unfortunately, the governments in my country, they're giving millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars away, and people in my country are starving to death. Thank you, Brian, for saying I'm strong. I carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I've never broken down. Picture me at 5 foot picking my husband up. That's a tough one. What's your view on Charlie Kirk? We've already done that. We've already done that. I'll just say one simple fucking thing. Again, this is how I say it with Charlie Kirk. Whether you loved him or whether you hated him, whether you supported him or whether you didn't, the man didn't deserve to die. Simple as that, man. The man didn't deserve to die. Nobody does. You're getting slimed, don't well, that's okay. It's hotter than Hell's Kitchen in your part of Canada. It's warm up here right now. I'm if I was wearing a black t-shirt, I'd be cooking right now. I'm a retired truck mechanic due to type 1 diabetic. Thank you for all of the truck videos you have made. Yeah, well, Max, thanks for watching them, dude. Thanks for watching them. I've gotten away from it. I haven't done a lot of content lately. I've just been kind of hung up on doing these lives and having some fun. And you know what? Now I'm retired. Now I've got more time. I might go back to either re-edit some of those or remake some of those, bringing them back up. Or I may actually remake some of them and just bring them back. And who knows? Idle. Why are you gay? What makes you think I'm gay? Man, if he don't smoke weed, I'll buy him a cigar instead of a joint. Unfortunately, but hey, it's for him. It ain't tobacco though. Harry, you can supply me with all the weed you want. I'll be happy to pass it out for everybody else to smoke. We're not good. We can't take care of everyone. Exactly. Agreed, bro. Use it in-house. Well, it doesn't matter what the country is, Canada, US. I can honestly tell you, if you take the dollar figures that Canada has given all those other countries in the last year, the Liberal government, if you took that 90 billion, and I know it's more than that now, but if you take that $90 billion, we just fed every homeless person in Canada. We fixed every road. Every single military veteran would be getting the treatment that they need, no questions asked. There'd be no homelessness. There'd be no joblessness. Nobody in Canada would be going, I can't find a job. And there'd be money left over. Against inhumane treatment, there would be money left over, and then we could help everybody else. If they really did Canada first, our country would be different. Absolutely, it would. How's y'all Sunday going? We're just kicking it with a cigar and we're talking some shit. Yeah, Robin, we're still talking, still yapping. Is this a house? No, I'm sitting in my backyard. It's a townhouse. It's a townhouse, Patrick. Um, yeah, it's just my backyard consists of about probably a 16 by 20 patch of fucking concrete and a little bit of grass. World's better off though. I can't say that right now the world is in a great state of affairs. Speaking at a college event, can it be a huge pain in the neck? John, John, come on, do better. Orion says hi. Brian, is Dodie a trans? Mark Pneumatic told me she was. Um, I'm gonna let me hold on. Dodie on her own channel at points in her life years ago had put it out there, so it's not like I'm disclosing anything. But I've met Dodie Tyke. I've met her personally. You know, and the answer to that is I don't think I'm breaking anybody's trust here, but the answer to that is yes. But it shouldn't make any difference on who she is as a person or how we think about her. She's still a buddy of mine. She's still a fucking buddy of mine. She's a fucking class act of a truck driver and an owner operator. So didn't Canada create a few war criminal categories by itself, tossing wolves behind enemy lines, explosive aid cans? Yeah, they did. You're right. Mr. X, the prohibition worked so well, didn't it? As soon as the government said no more alcohol for you, everyone became healthier and happier and drinking stopped, right? No, I don't think so. Speaking with, come on now, John, knock it off. Neville gives you 1,000 taka in your account. Okay, put it in there. Love Brian, not in a gay way. Wait, who's supplying free weed? Yeah, there had to be somebody, eh? No decent man can wish death upon a child. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The money wouldn't go to those things, I assure you. Who did not? Who did 9/11? That's a tough one. Everybody wants to say it was Bin Laden. I think Bin Laden might have been the tool, but I don't think he was the fucking architect. Man, John, yo, you're funny, but you deserve what happened to him. No one deserved what happened to him. Thank you, Harry. Thank you. You know what? Again, smooth blue. Think about what you're saying. The man was killed for what he was saying, whether you deem it hateful or whether you deem it not hateful and it's good, that's fine. But as an American, or he's not a Canadian, but as an American, there is an amendment in place that allows for that. And you have that same right as an American. You have that right. You have the right to say anything you want. It doesn't matter how badly it offends me or anybody else around you. But smooth blue, nobody has the right to kill you for it because you're saying something I don't agree with or that I deem hateful or that I don't like. You think about that. You think about that. Nobody should die for something they said. You know, you diddle a kid, you deserve to die. You rape a woman or a child or something like that, you deserve to die. You stand on a podium and say that these people are bad or this, or you say things that is deemed as hate speech. That's fine. You have that right under that amendment, the freedom of speech. You don't die for it. People shouldn't die for what they're saying. I need you to think about that. Sorry, I was just saying Karen's talking to Robin. Not saying it was right, but the world's way better off. That's your opinion. That's just your opinion. There are a whole slew of people that are mourning this, saying the world has now lost a great man. I'm not saying I'm one of them, or I'm not saying I'm not one of them. I'm just saying that your opinion is that the world is way better off. Did he deserve to die for that? No, absolutely not. Dig the hat. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. This hat came from Tyke Truckin'. He's in the chat. He's our moderator in the chat. This thing is an authentic English flat cap. Came all the way across the pond from England. Do you smoke cigarettes? Yeah, I smoke cigarettes too. Hi, 2-4 is back. Lighten the smoker up now, Brian, Karen, and Robin. Come on, it's chicken tonight. Hey, fuck, I'm there. I'm there. Let's talk about cigars. It's more entertaining than politics. You know what? I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But you know, you can talk a little politics as long as people are willing to keep an open mind. Anything that I say about politics is just my opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm right. And I'm not trying, as long as I'm not trying to sway you to my way of thinking, then everybody should be able to get along. I should be able to listen to any Democrat out there or any liberal out there and not be offended by what they're saying and then start a fight. That's not how the world should be working. Unfortunately, that's how it works. That's not how it should be working. Again, people, mind your fucking business. Me too, Karen. I'm at a loss. Not sure what I should do now. You should run for prime minister, Robin. Run for prime minister. I really hate the guy. A lot of stuff Kirk said incited and fueled violence and hate against minorities. However, it was sad news to hear that he had passed. Exactly. Whether you agree or not, he didn't deserve to die. I can sit here right now on my channel and I can go off on a rate hit or edit, a hate rant. I can go on a racial slur. I can go off. No, I won't. That's not the type of man I am. But I could if I wanted to. Do I deserve to die for that? No. And if you think that, yes, somebody deserves to die for something they've said, then you're the problem. How much age gap is too much? What between your I don't know. My ex-wife and I was 6 years older than her. My ex-wife before that was 6 years older than me. My ex-wife before that was a year older than me. And my girlfriend right now is I'm not going to tell you how many years younger she is than me, but it's more than a few. I've been there, Robin Hun. For us, it's January 2nd this year. Hubby was informed he's stage 4 renal failure. If he ends up in hospital, I'm all alone, no friends or family here. I tell you what, you're welcome here anytime, Karen. You know that. Gold Phoenix, good to see you, man. Good to see you. How the hell are you? It's been a minute, man. Personally, Kirk only sounds bad if you take him out of context. Um, I agree. I agree. There were certain things the man said that I went, it made me think. I went, hmm. There was other things that the man said that I went, ugh, okay. So there's some things that I would agree with, and some things that I didn't, and that's my choice. That's Phoenix. You got to admit that's a personal choice. Anything that you're listening to, anybody that you're watching, and you're listening to them talk, anything they're saying, how it affects you is your personal choice of how you let it affect you. So whether you loved the man or whether you hated the man, it's totally irrelevant that the man didn't deserve to die. And that's all. I've not yet voiced an opinion on Charlie Kirk on my channel because I just won't. Okay. All I'm saying is the man didn't deserve to die. Do I do birthday shout outs? No. No. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. But do I do it? No. Robbing the cradle, robbing the cradle this time. Well, I'll tell you this. She's over 18. Happy dude, she's over 18. Both Marlboro and Camel are dog shit smokes. I don't smoke either of them, Robert. They're absolutely fucking sorry. Absolutely horrid. Hey, sorry I had to dip for a while. Back to Kirk, huh? I don't know. I know you're a truck guy, but I like bikes, Brian. I'm starting to get into bikes. They're neat. They're neat. I don't know if they're neat. Um, I love bikes. I love motorcycles. Robert, Tyke Truckin' loves motorcycles. One of our regular guys that comes around, Buck Brown, loves motorcycles. We can talk bikes all day long. He was a good talker, and his openness to public discourse was commendable. I will say that it is true. He took on all comers. It didn't matter who you were, he'd stand there and debate anybody. His response to the debates may not have been your cup of tea, which is why he was killed. It's easy to say Ben Shapiro is not intelligent, but Ben Shapiro is actually extremely intelligent. That guy knows what he's talking about. Don't know. The most dangerous thing we taught our children is that words can be considered the same as physical violence. Person five, very, very, very well said. Very well said. Oh, I'm going to go back there. I'm going to fucking read that again. Very well said. And I agree 100%. We have taught our children that words can be considered the same as physical violence. I have never been hurt by a word like I have been by a punch in the face. Never. Words are just words, right? When I'm 55 years old. When I was a kid in the mid 70s and early 80s growing up, um, you know, words didn't hurt. If somebody called you a name, you didn't run home to your mom or run to the school teacher and say, "Oh, Bobby called me a little fag," or "Bobby said I was an idiot," or but we didn't do it because we didn't care. There was a toughness about that generation, about the generation. Words didn't have the same. It's the fact that our children now, and some of this person five, some of this falls on us. We allowed it. We allowed the school systems, the education systems, the political systems. We allowed this to happen. This this wasn't by accident, right? And now it's to the point where we've got a bunch of soft people going, "Oh, your words hurt. Oh, words can kill." I don't know, man. You know what? Person five, my opinion is take the warning label off everything and let nature sort itself out. I don't know how you feel about that. Take the warning label off of everything and let nature figure itself out. I've been riding bike for 52 years. I'll stop riding when they close my coffin, and there's nothing better than riding. Absolutely, Mark. Apple tree. Ben is a snake. Snakes are known for being smart. Yeah. Do cats eat egg? I don't know. What I learned was sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Exactly. Most unsubstantial, unintentional, nonsensical convo. Those are some big fucking words gone dark. I can't agree with you. That's not true. Words can hurt worse than anything. But it's not violence, nor does it justify a violent response. Words can hurt you if you let them. If Big Steve, if you want to sit there and I'm just using you because you're on the screen right now. But if you were to sit there and go, Brian, you're a racist. I'm not. But if you said that, do you think I'm going to let that affect me? No. You're a fascist. You're an asshole. You're a fucking cocksucker. You fuck whatever you want to call me. You come up with the most vile name in the world you want to call me. Is it going to hurt me? No, because I won't allow it. It doesn't have a bearing on my life. What you think of me, the thought that goes through your head when you think of me, and then the what comes out of your mouth to explain your thought by calling me with whatever name, how that hits me and affects me is how I'll respond. And if I don't respond because I don't give a shit, I don't care, then you don't get what you want. Now, Big Steve, you come up and give me a shot in the mouth. Yeah, I'm coming back at you. That's a difference. Words don't. Words don't. Words don't have that effect. And they shouldn't have that effect. And I think if more people just didn't give a fuck about what people are saying, and you wouldn't have so many problems. You wouldn't have so many soft, fucking liberal-minded people. Toughness maybe as a kid, but y'all turned into the biggest snowflakes. Not here. Not here. And my kids didn't get that. My kids were raised, to think for themselves, defend themselves, treat everybody respectfully, but just don't put up with bullies and don't put up with bullshit. Your words are hurting my butthole. There you go. This is why they have laws around language. Yelling bombs on an airplane is obviously harmful, so it's directly inciting violence. Opinions, on the other hand, should never be seen as illegal. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Anyway, you know what, boys? I don't know. I think we got our 4 hours in. Um, I'm gonna light this up. I'm out of coffee, but I'm just gonna kick back and enjoy the sunshine for a bit. I look 82. I don't think I look 82, man. I'm 55 and I look fucking awesome for 55. Visible horse, there's your shout out. That one's free. The next one will cost you a buck or two. 2-4, damn good to see you. Robert, my man, my brother, thank you very much. Always, always, always love having you and 2-4 in here. Appreciate it. Thanks for the cap. Granddad, what you know about cooking bricks? It's I don't need to, I never cooked them. I kind of just moved them. Anyway, Big Steve, yes, because she's telling you something like when someone tells your friends has died. Operation truly Charlie faked his own death. I don't think that was faked. But either way, you know what? I'm just about done for the day. There's 50 of yous in here. We got 116 likes. Do me a favor. I'm gonna shut her down in a second, but get a couple more likes in there. Let's try to break 120 today. We need 4 more likes for 120. I don't ask for you to sub. I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you subbing if you do. But I do ask you to at least hit the fucking like button. There's 117. Come on, give me 3 more. That's what greedy people do. Love you, Brian. Robin, back at you, brother. Love having you here. I appreciate you, Robin. Same with you, Robert. Same with you, T24. Same with a lot of you guys that I'm starting to see more and more and more of you guys coming back every single day. I'm starting to appreciate you guys and your thoughts and the way you think and your opinions. I may not agree with you, and that's fine. And you guys don't have to agree with me at one single bit. That's fine. Um, but let's keep on coming back. Let's just keep this going. Thanks, man. Let me appreciate that. Anyway, guys, we got 121. Thank you very much. I'm going to call it for a day. The boy, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Christy, hey there. Good to see you. I'm just leaving. So hi and bye. It's always nice to chat, Brian. Love you. Love you too, Karen. All my love to Alan. And guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning. So we'll see you there. I need a mod. I got to figure out how to get you back first. I'll try to do that as soon as I get off here because I know that you're not blocked. So anyway, we'll see you guys down the road.